I don't know. Did you guys watch any of the Tigers game yesterday? That was a lot of fun.
I did. I turned
Yeah.
it on at the beginning.
Yeah, it's fun. It's opening day. You always want to see at least some of it. And hopefully you saw the very first pitch because that's when Kevin McGonigal ripped a double on the
Yes.
first pitch, which was
Yes.
his first RBI, first multi base hit. Like, pretty cool.
So Kevin McGonigal, in his Tigers debut, 4 for 5.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 doubles, 2 RBI, two runs there. And he is just the 6th player since 1900 to have 4 hits in his MLB debut.
On opening day.
Wow.
On opening day.
1900.
1900. So in 126 years.
Wow.
It's absolutely unbelievable. Now, again, is this kid going to, is he on pace for,
Yeah, right.
350 hits? No, of course not.
Right.
But it was an unbelievable showing. And I think it shows people, if you weren't really dialed into spring training, most people really aren't.
Mm-hmm.
But if you weren't, you kind of got a glimpse of why this kid made the roster.
Yeah, and Tigers win at 8-2. Skubal 1 unearned run in 6 innings, so he was his old self. So the Tigers look good.
Tigers look good. It was very cool. Meanwhile, on the Iran front, some interesting news yesterday. So we did get a little bit of an idea of what Donald Trump's present from the Iranians was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because, and I'm working on getting that audio for you, but one of the things that he said was in his cabinet meeting yesterday, he asked Steve Witkoff, he said, "Can I tell everybody what the present was?"
Yeah.
And Steve Witkoff goes,
Do whatever
you want. You're the president of the United States. And the present was the Iranians were going to allow 8 oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. 8. And they ended up doing so.
Mm-hmm.
And as a matter of fact, they ended up letting 2 more go through. Now, the president said these were Pakistani flagged oil tankers that were able to get through. It just so happens that Pakistan is one of the intermediaries here, reportedly, among the talks between the United States and Iran. And he said that Iran actually let 2 more oil tankers go through as well. So a total of 10, he said, went through. And he said it was just a gesture that they're serious about these negotiations, about these talks that are happening to avoid what the president was threatening, which was strikes on the energy infrastructure in Iran. And he has actually taken another step in pausing that for 10 more days.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever he thinks that these negotiations are moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it certainly seems like they are having discussions. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Pentagon's weighing sending 10,000 more troops to the region to give President Trump more options.
Yeah, it would give them more options. It certainly would. And hopefully that's not necessary. Hopefully we don't have to deploy them, and they'll be able to get a deal done.
Detroit officials exploring some new options for the historic Packard plant site. Mayor Mary Sheffield announcing that her administration is reviewing a broader range of redevelopment plans after the previous letter of intent expired in February. The site is one of Detroit's largest city-owned parcels. It was originally slated for redevelopment as Packard Park, including a mix of manufacturing space, public areas, cultural center, and an indoor skate park. Developers say they're still committed to preserving the plant's legacy and creating jobs, but the city wants to ensure the next plan aligns with new priorities. And so the mayor's move signals a pretty careful reconsideration of how to best use this long vacant landmark in Detroit's East Side redevelopment efforts. And one of the last things that Mayor Duggan did was to put this together, and this letter of intent expired. And so the mayor says, this is one of our largest parcels. We want to make sure that it's done properly and has everything needed to be there. And so they're just kind of going to pause and take a look. I think it's going to get done. It's just, I think she wants to put her stamp on it.
All right.
I mean, that's all
it feels like this is exactly what Detroit wants.
The Packard plant has been...
It's been an eyesore for a long time. Yes.
And
so now you get this mixed-use space. Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah.
It has been.
No, it's fair. I mean, it's fair.
Yes.
It's fair. And so now this plan gets put into place. It's exactly what we want in the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's mixed use. There could be a ton of different stuff there. It's going to be populated. There's going to be a lot of people there at all times.
Yes.
That's exactly what I guess I'm just a little confused as to what what she would rather see happen there, or what the investigatory process looks like in terms of what this space is going to be used for?
I believe, that she may be okay with what's going there, but she may see some other ideas that she wants to add into that. So she's just going to pause it and take a look. And like I said, I think she wants to put some of her mark on it. She was city council president at the time. She was there when Mike Duggan did that. So
Purdue beats Texas last night in the NCAA tournament. Iowa beats Nebraska, Illinois over Houston, and Arizona beats Arkansas. And now we've got Michigan and Michigan State up tonight.
Yes,
Michigan
sir.
tips at 7:35 against Alabama. Michigan State tipping off at 9:45 against UConn. And you'll hear that game right here on WJR. Pregame starts at 8:45 here on WJR. But we need a couple more wins from our teams tonight.
Yeah, we do.
Big Ten looks good.
Yes, they do. They look real good. Yes, they do. All right, we'll take a break. Coming up on the other side, we have a DHS funding bill. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell joins us to talk about it next on JR Morning.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday at 12 p.m. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisor services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hi friends, Bill Golling here. With spring in the air, it's a great time to come out and see us during our Declaration of Deals sales event this March at Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now, qualified Chrysler employees with lease loyalty can lease the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x4 for just $249 a month. Leases for 24 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down, plus tax title plates and dock are extra. So come see our great values at Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Chelsea, Roseville, or our newest location on Mac and Detroit, or always at Golling.com.
Built-in mic.
Life is beautiful.
It says speaker
And
Pro
fragile.
FX USB.
We fall. We get tired.
Change it to Pro FX.
And sometimes we get sick. But with Corewell Health, we are also
Pro FX,
strong.
USB
We
audio
fight
mic or
disease.
built-in mic.
We battle cancer. We come together. We come
Default
back.
built-in mic.
We push forward. When the body breaks, we break through. Corewell Health. We can.
Seems like it should be on
Escape
the
to the
Pro
greens
FX
with the
USB
Cardinal Stay
audio
and Play
mic.
Golf Package at St. John's Resort. Enjoy luxury accommodations and one round of golf for two on the beautiful Cardinal Golf Course, plus unlimited rounds on the Little Cardinal and the putting course. Whether you're sharpening your short game or chasing the perfect drive, it's the ultimate getaway for golfers of every level. Relax, play, and make unforgettable memories. Book your stay and play experience today at stjohnsresort.com. Join Jack Rizzula every Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Anything is Possible. Hear Jack present uplifting stories of some of the world's most remarkable people and their extraordinary life journeys. Anything is Possible. Sponsored in part by Ideal Group. We are Ideal. When every square foot counts, your storage should make the most of it. Shop durable solutions that maximize space and improve efficiency, from modular offices and Unirack pallet racking to storage bins and lockers.
Shelving.com, we rack your world.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line,
No.
you really want to guess if
Not
you
this
missed a
mic
credit
bit.
or hope the math is right. Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit
Now
Credit
I'm back
Karma
to
app.
default.
Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See
He did try and
details at
call me about this yesterday, and I wasn't home
turbotax.com/free.
before
No
his
schedules
time
except
frame.
for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule
Right.
1A.
Michigan Auto Law,
Okay.
the law firm that puts people over everything.
When you're hurt in a car accident, you need a law firm that cares. At Michigan Auto Law, we're proud of our awards, but helping people means more. Michigan Auto Law, people over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
Vince Colonnese is redefining news talk with The Vince Show.
It is a reflection of your response to this program that we get to take this thing to the next level. These gigantic shows. This is going to be so much fun. It's unbelievable.
In-depth interviews, live caller interactions, and a front row seat to the most important conversations of the day.
I've got updates. I've got big stories. We'll sort through the truth of what's really going on. So buckle up. Here it comes.
The Vince Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We're dealing with one problem on the area roadways as we begin your Friday morning commute. M10, The Lodge, southbound between Chicago Avenue and West Grand Boulevard. That is closed due to an accident. Traffic is backed up to the Davidson. Construction has your left lane closed. The Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. Ann Arbor Road, that's closed in both directions due to road work between Newburgh and Plymouth Road. That's scheduled through late May. And you'll also find construction as the two right lanes closed. 8 Mile Road westbound between Hubble Avenue and Greenfield Road. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Cleared it out now, or we are starting to. A gusty breeze and colder weather now this morning. Hopefully you prepped for it. And a cold Friday afternoon, but dry and blue sky. A little breezy, 40. Tonight will drop 23 degrees. To 23 degrees. The suburbs will get a little bit colder, and then sun shines back tomorrow. Still chilly to start the weekend, 45. By Sunday, we get better. Tack on 10, sunny, 55. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
The Spartans are Sweet 16 bound. Tonight, MSU takes on UConn. Catch all the action starting at 8:30 on 760 WJR, where MSU comes to play.
So the Senate has approved the DHS funding measure, and this now will head to the House,
yes,
for a vote, because this is a little different than what they voted on. And this happened shortly after 2:00 this morning. It was a unanimous consent. They approved the legislation to fund all of DHS through the end of the fiscal year, except Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, that's ICE, and Border Patrol. The only two that they didn't get funded, which is something that they had been talking about for some time, but everybody was dragging their feet around it.
Okay.
And so they finally get it done. And now we're at the point of why? What was this for?
Yeah. What did you get? What did you get? What did they get?
Because the frustrating part for me is that all of those TSA workers that you lost, that quit.
They quit, yes.
Now, maybe they come back. I hope that they will come back.
Will they allow them to come back?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope
so,
so.
too.
Because those
are trained personnel. They know what to do.
It's their horse poo-poo that they stepped in. It's not the TSA agent's fault.
Absolutely not.
It ain't their fault.
Absolutely not.
They got bills to pay.
Yep.
It's your fault. If I had to stand in line in Houston outside of the airport to wait to get through security, and this is the bill that you pass, I would be sideways about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely sideways. So I'm glad that they got it done. I'm glad that they got it done, but it just feels like Jamie, I don't know. It just feels like the lengths that they went through to then end up here. I felt like this morning when I looked at my phone, Ashton Kutcher was going to jump out from under my bed, tell me I got punked.
Well, also, we don't know what the House is going to do. The lower chamber has to come together and come to some agreement. So nothing's really done yet. Just the Senate did this. And, I get where you're coming from. These TSA agents, they shouldn't be used as pawns in like political maneuvering, I don't think. I mean, they have families and mortgages and everything to pay. I get that. I would just be the devil's advocate here. Say you're a Democrat in one of these chambers and you feel like after 2 Americans were killed with these ICE agents and everything was happening in Minnesota and you wanted to see some changes, perhaps they feel like they did get something because that's going to be discussed further down the road.
Well, let's talk to Congresswoman Debbie Dingell about it. She's going to have to vote on this when it heads back to the House. Congresswoman, good morning to you.
Good morning, my friends. How are you this morning?
We're good. I guess I'm a little confused at what the reason this drug out for so long. I mean, this legislation doesn't include any changes to immigration enforcement policies, which is something that many Democrats on the Hill have talked about being a priority in this legislation, but it's not in there. What's your perspective on it? What's your perspective on what the Senate did last night? And then how do you think you'll vote on this when it gets to your desk?
Well, I'm going to vote for it. And hopefully we're going to vote for it today because we've had a discharge petition in the House to pay TSA, the Coast Guard and FEMA. And I've had a bill, 2 Congresses, that says we need to separate TSA from these political ping pong balls
Agreed.
of what we are paying. I know these TSA workers at the airport, the men and the women, they've been through hell. I tried to offer an amendment when we did the last budget that would say we would pay TSA. Now we are still going to push for changes in ICE and in Custom and Border Control. There is talk of trying to do that through reconciliation. There may be some of my Democratic colleagues, but 190 some, when I checked yesterday, of my colleagues we were almost at 200, had signed the discharge petition. You know, my question is, if the president had this authority, why did he take 4 weeks? And, you know, we had a meeting with Susan Collins yesterday, who said to me, the money's there, Debbie. The president has the money to pay for this. So why does the president, who says he cares, take so long to even say he would do this money? We should not be putting the TSA in a ping pong situation. They have one of the most important jobs in this country. They are good men and women, and we need to be paying them.
Congresswoman, you know, we've already seen about 500, I believe, TSA officers quit nationally. And even if those paychecks start flowing today, how do we repair the morale and the staffing at hubs like Metro after 42 days of this?
Well, first of all, I want to say this. I think that we have been luckier at our airport than many others. I talk to them all the time. We're trying to get a town hall meeting set up. And there are several pieces of legislation to ensure this doesn't happen again. And they always give me one message. You tell people we're keeping them safe. But they're hurting. They are really hurting. There are people that are still recovering from the last shutdown in the fall. And, you know, they don't have gas to get to work. The mothers don't have money for daycare. We tried to set up a food bank to help them. And the TSA told them that they couldn't have a food bank. It would be a gift. This is the same administration that can take an airplane from another country. But Chad Newton, who runs the airport, has worked very closely to make sure that they get a meal with everybody out there in a very legal way. United Way has been trying to make sure that they get gas cards. As a community, we've been trying to support them. But there are a lot of people that have left. And would you blame them for not going back? Who wants a job that, you know, 4 times a year you could not get paid?
Right.
And we gotta permanently end this. I am very committed to trying to get legislation passed that either puts them someplace else, you pay them as part of FAA's budget or DOT's budget. How do you do it? But it's intolerable. One of my daughter-in-law's neighbors works for TSA and she's got 3 kids. I mean, I know all these guys. It's just not right.
So to the discussion Chris and I were having, do you think from the Democratic perspective, something was gained here if this passes both houses, or was nothing gained?
Well, first of all, I think a lot of people, I've heard it on the news this morning as I'm watching, and it was Susan Collins, who's a Republican, who said the president has the money to do this. So if the president has the money to do this and could have done it, why did he put them through this pain and the American people through this pain for 4 or 5 weeks? I still believe that we have to have the discussion.
Yeah, but Congressman, doesn't the president get skewered by not working through Congress? Hasn't that been one of his knocks in this term?
Okay, let me just say something to you. He doesn't work through the Congress on anything.
Well, right, that's what I mean. So he's counting on you guys to figure it out.
He wasn't counting on anything. Do you know that Senator Thune, the Republican leader of the Senate, went to Donald Trump with his exact proposal on Monday and he turned it down? You know, that's the problem.
I don't think anybody's hands are clean in this situation, really. I mean, I agree with you. I think this should be split from DHS funding. TSA agents are way too important. They shouldn't be played like this. Congresswoman, we appreciate it. We got to take a break. More next.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places that I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
If you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 10 years? When you go to work, your money is at home sitting on the couch. At Peak Wealth Management, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Our Peak Proven process ensures recommendations are in your best interest. As an independent, fee-based firm, we prioritize you, not big corporations. Visit peakwm.com for your second opinion and retire with peak confidence.
I'm Joe Licari, President and CEO of the Joe Licari Restaurant Group, which encompasses 24 restaurants throughout the country. Trian's able to provide for our employees health insurance, 401ks, vacation time. All of that helps us compete against larger companies for top talent. Happy employees make for great service, and that's what our restaurants are known for. That's why we rely on Trion.
Pelosi, the Senate advancing a deal to fund most of the Department of Homeland Security, giving Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and Democrats what they wanted: no funding for ICE and parts of border protection.
Senate Democrats were clear. No blank check for a lawless ICE and Border Patrol.
Now, while it lacks the big reforms that Democrats were looking for, Fox's Chad Pergram explains.
These lines at the airports were just starting to be untenable. We continue to be at war with Iran, and there's concern about terrorism, and they just felt that they had to open up DHS. We're into this spring travel season.
The bill now heads to the House, and the Wall Street Journal says the Pentagon is considering sending another 10,000 troops to the Middle East as the president extends the pause on striking Iranian energy facilities till April 6th. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
WJR Traffic First is also sponsored by Lombardo Homes. Looking for upscale, stair-free living? Discover Everly of Macomb. Stunning ranch-style homes built for comfort and convenience. Visit everlyofmacomb.com today to explore their limited-time exclusive offer. That's everlyofmacomb.com. Currently, we are accident-free on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. We do have some construction to look out for. Roadwork has your left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. You'll also find construction has the 2 right lanes closed. 8 Mile Road westbound between Evergreen and Losser. Construction also has the 2 left lanes closed. I-96 westbound between Levan and I-275 and 14 Mile Road. That remains closed in both directions. Between Drake Road and Farmington Road. That's due to a broken water main. Please avoid that area until further notice. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy skies for the day today and colder with a high of 40 degrees. Overcast overnight, low of 26. A mix of sun and clouds for the day on Saturday with a high of 44. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Did you know GoodRx can help you save on medication, manage prescriptions, and get trusted health information? If you're one of the millions living with a heart condition, check GoodRx for an easier, more affordable way to manage your health. GoodRx offers common heart medications for under $30. Just search for your prescription, find the best price, then show your pharmacist the GoodRx coupon. And it works whether you have insurance or not. To start saving and better manage your heart health, download the free app or visit GoodRx.com today. GoodRx is not insurance but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. That's ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You've worked hard for your retirement, but have you ever wondered how much of it the IRS will take?
Most people don't realize their 401k and IRA could trigger a massive tax bill in retirement. At Money Talks, we've created a personalized tax bill report that shows you exactly what you could owe and how to reduce it. Go to moneytalkstaxbill.com and get your free report. That's moneytalkstaxbill.com. And join us for Money Talks with Joseph Uplegger, Saturdays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR.
Explore food security through stories, strategies, and solutions that empower communities and inspire action. Hear thought leaders from across the state on Food Secure Nation with Dr. Phil Knight and Jerry Brisson. Sunday nights at 9 on 760 WJR. Sponsored by Know Better, Do Better.
Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
Sometimes you just need people who care. Sure, we're proud of all the awards we've won, but what means most is letting you know everything is going to be all right. Michigan Auto Law, people over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
Lanier in transition, hits the three, and a sign of life from Knoxville.
Land driving right.
Loft for Brazil and a two-hand slam.
6 on the clock. Now with 5, he drives on Maddox. Right elbow and 3, spin to the foul line. Jumper up and it rattles in at the buzzer.
Don't miss any of this year's action on the road to the Final Four with Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the men's NCAA tournaments.
Sponsored by Tryon. Visit RelyOnTryon.com.
On your ride home, check out the Mitch Albom Show at 4 p.m. Now to get your day started, here's JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
Sorry, I felt like I was going to sneeze.
I've had that before.
I was trying to hold off for a minute.
I had that.
It might still come. So we get a deal done. And I guess we'd love to hear from you. 800-859-0957, 800-859-0WJR. DHS gets funded. The Senate passes DHS funding. It now has to go to the House. Still will need the president to sign it. But if you missed our conversation with Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, you can go to WJR.com. And one of the things that she just said is she's going to vote for this.
Yeah.
So I imagine this is going to pass.
I think it's going to pass. Yeah.
I don't think the House wants the blowback either.
No.
And Democrats in the House, because most of the focus has been on Senate Democrats. So now I don't think they want that smoke at all. So I have no doubt that this is going to pass through the House and then the president's going to sign it. But he started talking yesterday about signing an executive order to get TSA paid.
Exactly.
So
and now they're saying he could have did that 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what the Congresswoman said. I don't buy that. I mean, he either he doesn't go through Congress and he's usurping the power of the legislative body,
right?
Or he should have signed an executive order weeks ago. Whatever. I
can't have it both ways.
It's political at that point.
You can't have it both ways.
But I'm glad that they actually took action on it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't sure if we were still talking about it. That's why I paused there. But yeah, I mean, something is moving here, at least for the DHS and for these TSA workers, because the president said he was going to sign an emergency order to pay them immediately. So maybe they will get some funds to pay for their household items and their families soon.
Meanwhile, the Olympic Committee, the International Olympic Committee, has barred transgender athletes from competing in the women's category for the Olympics. And they said all participants in those events must undergo genetic testing. And this comes after a number of issues at the Olympic level and questions. And under this new policy, eligibility will be determined by that gene test. It's already being used in track and field. It is a saliva cheek swab or a blood sample.
Okay,
is what the athletes will have to give. And they said, the IOC, that they consulted a number of experts. They didn't name who those experts were, but they talked about a number of issues on the athletic level, and this was one of the things that they said that they came up with. That came through yesterday.
I think this is not just about the Olympics too. I think when the IOC moves, you got leagues and schools and governing bodies. They often, follow. Could really reshape, the policies in youth sports and college athletics as well. So we'll see.
And this, comes after many, many years of discussion. You remember at the Olympic Games, that boxer from Algeria, they were talking about that person, and She was cleared to compete by the IOC after she was disqualified from the World Championships. But that person was not transgender. There was something with chromosomes with that person. And in that situation, too, the IOC says they would not allow people who have those issues as well.
And up until now, they had allowed transgender women to compete with reduced testosterone levels. So again, there were testing being done, but then this came down yesterday. We talked a little bit about it too in the headline package at 6:05. But Mary Sheffield took what was happening at the Packard plant with the announcement from Mike Duggan as one of the last things he did as mayor.
Yeah.
And there was going to be a mixed development use at the Packard plant. There was going to be businesses and residential and manufacturing and a skate park even. So it was going to be a whole revitalized hub for an area that's been an eyesore for quite some
a long time.
And so the mayor now says, well, we're going to pause on this. We're going to reevaluate. Everybody, all the developers and the contractors and all of those folks are still in, but she wants to take a pause on this. What do you make of that?
I just think, she wants to put her stamp on it. I mean, she was city council president at the time, and, the Mayor Duggan at the time, this was a deal that he put together. I think maybe she just wants to go over it as mayor to make sure everything is copacetic. But I think Detroit residents would rather see something happen, even if it's imperfect with that place. I mean, it's been such an eyesore for so long. And, who should have final say, really? I mean, should it be City Hall or should it be the community? Should they have some type of community meeting and get the people's opinions on that? She's very big on having meetings and listening to the community and listening to what they say. I think if she has a meeting with the community about this, they'll say, let's get this done. That's just my thought.
Meanwhile, yesterday, Donald Trump unveiled what his present was.
Yeah.
From the Iranians. And it was initially 8 oil tankers that were allowed to travel through the Strait of Hormuz. He said it was a good faith gesture. And they also sent 2 more as an apology. That was the present.
Now, for 2 people who are supposedly not talking really, and that happens, somebody's talking.
Yeah. And in this cabinet meeting that he had yesterday, I thought it was funny. He asked Steve Witkoff, he said, can I reveal the present? And Witkoff was like, do whatever you want. The president of the United States. And afterwards, I thought he said, he goes, I hope I didn't, hurt the negotiations here or whatever.
Yeah.
But, so it was a little tongue in cheek, but it does show, I think, that there is at least a willingness or at the very bare minimum, there is conversations happening.
There is conversations happening.
And it sounds like Pakistan is the go-between. And it just so happens that these oil tankers were flying the Pakistani flag. So again, if you connect all the dots, you kind of read in between the tea leaves, it does feel like there is some sort of positive movement as the Pentagon's, weighing sending more troops.
It does show that Iran is having discussions with the United States. It does show also that Iran has authority over the Strait of Hormuz still, if this is a present.
That's, yeah.
Oh, sure. Well, yes. I don't know that was... I don't know that's up for debate. They absolutely
control.
They absolutely have control. There is no doubt about that. Yeah. And I think part of the frustration for the United States is, and again, we've heard all of these stories about whether or not the president was made aware of what would happen if these military strikes went underway. Like one of the things we heard from General Dan Kane and through reports was that he did tell the president, be careful, because if we go in, if we make this decision, and you give us the green light to go ahead and take this military action, well, they could start lashing out at others. They could start hitting these other energy facilities, these other oil facilities across the Gulf. Yeah. And that is what we've seen. And Donald Trump, according to those reports behind closed doors, said he didn't think that was going to happen, that Iran would just capitulate and fold.
That we were too strong and we would just, take them out.
Right. They would fold before that happened.
Yeah. And
so it sounds like the president was surprised by it. He said as much in the early weeks of this. And so now that has happened, and now that Iran has cut off that chokehold, I think it became pretty clear that, yes, we can do a lot of damage militarily. There's no doubt. And CENTCOM said 10,000 targets had been hit militarily in these strikes. There's no doubt that we've caused a great deal of setback to the Iranian military.
Without a doubt.
and their capabilities. But what isn't up for debate is that they are still making an impact economically. So I think that's something that you have to factor in when you're making these decisions as president of the United States, whether to continue this or not. And it seems like cooler heads might be starting to prevail here.
Well, we hope so.
Yeah. Coming up on the other side, we talked to yesterday a columnist at the Free Press, and she said that Perry Johnson is not a legitimate candidate, but he is making some real progress here. And ultimately, it's going to be you, the voter, that decides this. We'll talk to Jamie Rowe, the political consultant, next on JR Morning.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. It's Ryan Armani with Eric from Paramount Roofing. When you hear 5-star experience, what does that mean to you?
To me, it means communicating exactly what we are doing to your home, having respect for your home, delivering the best quality material, crew, and the one we take pride in, satisfaction guaranteed. At Paramount Roofing, we bring the 5-star experience to every roofing project with no deposit required.
Get a 5-star roofing experience with Paramount and get 5 years, 0% interest financing at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com.
Thank you for calling Complete Battery Source.
This is probably a long shot, but you guys have batteries for it?
Yep, got that.
But you didn't even hear what I was looking for.
Don't need to. We're your complete battery source. The answer is pretty much always, yep, got that.
But what if I want a battery for it?
Yep, got that.
I haven't been able to find a battery anywhere for my...
Yep, got that. Look, Complete Battery Source has batteries for everything that uses batteries. Your tablet, your car, cordless drill, camera, smartphone, your laptop computer, your remote, your bulldozer, backhoe, Bluetooth speaker, motorcycle, lawn tractor, your boat, your watch, your flashlight, even your grandma's hearing aid. When you think you need a battery for something that uses batteries, we'll bring that something in and we'll test your old battery before we sell you a new one.
That's great.
That's right. All you got to do is come into any one of the 5 Complete Battery Source locations: Brighton, Southfield, Ypsilanti, Okemos, and Houghton Lake. Call toll-free 877-ALL-BATS or click on yepgotthat.com. 5 locations. Now you got that?
Yep, got that. But what about a battery for my...
Yep, got that.
Or a battery for my...
Yep, got that.
And for my wife's...
Yep, got that.
This is Keith Kingston, tax partner at Metro Detroit accounting firm Schindel Rock, with our weekly tax tip for business owners. 2025 taxes are due soon, but don't lose focus now on a business tax planning strategy for 2026 and even 2027. A proactive approach to planning year-round can reduce overall taxes in the long run and eliminate surprises next tax season. Schindel Rock helps Metro Detroit businesses solve complex tax matters. Learn more at SchindelRock.com.
March is your lucky month at the Nerve and Disc Institute in Farmington, Clinton Township, Grand Blanc, and Bad Axe. Hi, it's Paul W. Smith. Thousands of people, like my wife Kim and I, feel extremely lucky that our chronic back, neck, and knee pain are gone, thanks to our lucky charm, Dr. Saul Kogan. His non-surgical, non-invasive intradisc neutrosis and Knee Restore RX treatments stimulate the body's self-repair healing process. If you have spinal stenosis, herniated, bulging, or degenerative discs, sciatica pain or numbness, tingling or burning in your hands, arms, or legs, you're in luck. When you mention WJR in March, you'll get a consultation, examination, x-ray, or MRI review, and a laser treatment for just $49 for your first visit at the Nerve and Disc Institute. Your luck is about to change for the better. Call 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472. Call now.
WJR Traffic and Weather First. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
We remain accident-free on the area roadways here as we begin your Friday morning commute. However, we do have some construction that may slow you down. Road work has the 2 right lanes closed, 8 Mile Road westbound between Evergreen and Lasser Road, as well as construction has the 2 left lanes closed. I-96 westbound between Levan and I-275. You'll find the I-275 southbound off-ramp westbound M14 that is closed through early November due to construction, and 14 Mile Road that remains closed in both directions due to a broken water main between Drake Road and Farmington Road. Authorities are unsure when that is going to reopen, so avoid that area until further notice. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Looking pretty good now with the cold front through and the wet weather threat now over with. Clearing sky this morning, a little breezy as we go through the day, and chilly. 40. Tonight, some clouds, 23. Suburbs colder. Tomorrow, sunshine, a light breeze. It's still on the chilly side, 45. And wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with sunshine and 55 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
So John James has been the leader, the front runner for the GOP when it comes to the governor's race, but Perry Johnson's making up some ground.
And yesterday we heard from Nancy Kaffer, who argued that businessman Perry Johnson is pouring millions of his own money into the governor's race with little to show for it. But now there's a different take emerging, one that suggests that Johnson may be more of a factor than some think, especially for fellow Republican John James. And joining us now is Jamie Rowe, who has his own op-ed in the Free Press, arguing that Perry Johnson could actually pose a threat to John James in the race for governor. Jamie, good morning.
Good morning. Yes, I think our sleepy governor's race has woken up on the Republican side, and I think we're in for a battle here over the next several months.
Well, you know, Perry Johnson is spending heavily, but you argue that it's not just money, it's message. So what is he saying that is actually connecting with voters, you think?
I think there's a lot of frustration in the state, particularly among Republican primary voters, over how the state government has grown over the last 8 years under Gretchen Whitmer, and how taxes have risen, and he's talking about things that people care about that affect their bottom line in their life, like eliminating the state income tax. So that is connecting with voters around here who, we're here in Macomb County in particular, we don't like paying taxes. We like to use our money to support our own families, and that is something that's connecting right now. And I think another big difference with Perry Johnson is that he's an outsider. He's not a politician who's been in politics for a long period of time, and there is always a strong bent to look toward an outsider business leader, particularly with an executive race like governor. And it is connecting over here.
Well, in sports, they say you want to avoid these trap games. Do you think John James should not overlook Perry Johnson, that he is a viable candidate here?
I think somebody who is committed, who has already spent $9 or $10 million on the campaign, is somebody you simply cannot overlook in any campaign. And I think it's also a mistake to believe early polling based solely on name ID that are not based on a message is a mistake. And we have seen in the polling that was released the other day that it showed it a 3-point race after he had earlier touted a 50-point lead. Well, that lead evaporated quickly when somebody else entered the race and started relentlessly delivering a message. And that's exactly what Perry's doing. And the message that he's delivered, I think, is a good one. So it's definitely in a place now where it's up for grabs. And I think they're probably going to have to join the battle here far more quickly. I was at a event last night where Perry Johnson had a number of, a room of about 120 business leaders, political leaders, elected officials, and so forth. And they were all open to hearing the message here in a place where John James represents right now in Congress. And people were anxious to hear the ideas and receptive to them. So I think we're going to have a battle on our hands here right quick.
Yeah, and look, I can appreciate Nancy Kaffer's perspective and her opinion. I just think it's the wrong one. I don't think it's Nancy Kaffer to decide whether or not Perry Johnson's a viable candidate. I think it's up to the voters of the state of Michigan to decide if he's a viable candidate. And the thing about Perry Johnson is, you know, he's got different plans. He's got different business experience. I just wonder what the Donald Trump effect here is going to be. Not only with Perry Johnson, but across the Republican board. How is he going to play a role in this?
Yeah, well, if the president chooses to play a role in the primary, I think that could be decisive, quite frankly. Everything I've seen from other candidates that I'm working with is the president puts his thumb on the scale, and that is a decisive event in the course of a campaign. Donald Trump is in great standing with Republicans, particularly Republican primary voters, are very loyal to the president. And if he does get engaged, he, I think, can be the decisive factor in the race. Now, whether he's going to do that or not is unclear. He hasn't, to this point, while he has in the U.S. Senate race where he's strongly supported Mike Rogers, he has not been engaged in the U.S. Senate or in the governor's race yet, and it remains to be seen if he's going to do it. Keep your eyes on Truth Social.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Really interesting stuff. Jamie Rowe, appreciate your time as always, and it's a race, a primary race that we're going to continue to watch very closely.
Great, guys. Thanks so much.
You got it.
Have a good one. Coming up on JR, before we go to that, let's talk about this, the signature on the paper money.
Oh, yeah. What do you think of that?
Hey, are you surprised that the president, the first sitting president to have his name on paper money? Usually it's, it's people, past presidents. People, but no, sitting president with his, autograph on there for the 250th anniversary of America.
Sure.
What do you think about that?
Jamie?
I don't really have any opinion on the paper money at this point. I mean, I use Venmo mostly.
Yeah, right. We were just talking about that. A lot of people are not even using paper money.
I haven't held cash money in a long time.
No, it's funny because we'll be out somewhere and the kids are like, "Dad, can we play the claw machine?" I'm like, "I don't have any money." I feel bad. I need to start carrying a couple singles around with me.
Some singles,
because I'm like, "Oh, next time we'll do it," and I never have cash. I literally don't care. It's just a non-issue to me.
Just doesn't make a difference.
Well, I mean, what does it matter? If the money still spends, I don't care what's on it. as long as Toys R Us still takes it or whatever, Target takes it, that's all good with me.
Coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, we'll talk about the Tigers' big winners yesterday. Also, the TSA going to get paid. A Senate bill passing that's got to go to the House now. And tell you about a Michigan bill that's mandating frequent driving tests for those 75 and older. That's next in the 7 o'clock hour on JR Morning.
To see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MOVE. To borrow up to $10,000, use code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000.
If you keep doing what you're doing, where will you be in 10 years? When you go to work, your money is at home sitting on the couch. At Peak Wealth Management, we believe your money should work as hard as you do. Our Peak Proven process ensures recommendations are in your best interest. As an independent, fee-based firm, we prioritize you, not big corporations. Visit peakwm.com for your second opinion and retire with peak confidence.
Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Are you looking for professionals who can make electrical upgrades or repairs in your home or business? From security lighting and appliance circuits to recessed lights, panel upgrades, and so much more, Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical has your electrical needs covered. With locations in Garden City, Madison Heights, and White Lake, we've been serving Southeast Michigan for over 55 years. Visit familyheating.com to find the location near you. Family, not just the name of our company, but the way we do business.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
This is a Fox News alert. The long security line at airports nightmare may finally end. I'm Dave Anthony.
We are out of time for the critical responsibilities and tens of thousands of workers currently going without pay.
Republican Senate Leader John Thune, after this happened just a few hours ago.
All in favor, say aye.
A unanimous consent in the Senate approving a Homeland Security funding bill. Fox's Doug Luzader reports.
This is now in the hands of the House, which is going to meet later today. Nothing is assured on this, but those lines that wound on and on through one airport after another have finally been enough, apparently, to spur some late-night action on the Hill. The Senate gavelled out at about 2:30 this morning, ending a late-night session where both sides, to some degree, threw in the towel. Republicans agreed to fund all of the Department of Homeland Security except for essentially immigration enforcement. Democrats called that a win.
Senate Democrats were clear. No blank check for a lawless ICE and Border Patrol.
That is Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer still demanding immigration enforcement reforms. President Trump was planning to pay TSA agents by executive order. This as he continues to insist Iran wants to make a deal to end the conflict. Now in day 28, an operation he tells Fox is the Five was necessary.
These mad people were going to have a nuclear weapon, and they could do tremendous damage not only to the Middle East and Israel, but also to our country, because we would be next.
The president is delaying till April 6th his threat to bomb Iran's power plants and energy infrastructure unless Iran stops blocking shipping in the Strait of Hormuz as Israel keeps up the attacks today.
Overnight, the IDF claims their aircraft struck at the primary facility for production of missiles, and sea mines are still striking at missile launchers when they become available, and missile storage units.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv as Iran keeps fighting back.
The missile fire into Israel is constant. Mostly what we get are the cluster bombs that deliver these bomblets with 10 pounds of explosives.
America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Sponsored by Femininio Law. GetDavidGetPaid.com. Traffic and Weather is sponsored by Femininio Law. Get David, get paid.
Only Femininio Law has the accident response team, crisis counselors, medical experts, forensic specialists who lock down the evidence before it disappears. When you're hurt, you need action. Call 855-65-CRASH or visit GetDavidGetPaid.com.
We remain accident-free on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute. Construction does have your two left lanes closed. I-96 westbound between Leban and I-275. You'll find road work has the left lane closed. 10-mile road westbound after Woodward Avenue. I-275 southbound, that off-ramp to westbound M14. That remains closed till November due to repairs. And you'll find 14-mile road. That remains closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road. That's due to a broken water main. Please avoid that area until further notice. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy skies for the day today and cooler with a high of 40 degrees. Overcast overnight with a low of 26 and a mix of sun and clouds for the day on Saturday with a high of 44. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in my garage over 15 years ago to make custom blinds easy and affordable for everyone. You measure, you install, and you save big on custom blinds. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Explore food security through stories, strategies, and solutions that empower communities and inspire action. Hear thought leaders from across the state on Food Secure Nation with Dr. Phil Knight and Jerry Brisson. Sunday nights at 9 on 760 WJR, sponsored by Know Better, Do Better. For more than 35 years, MetroCars has set the standard for professional transportation across Michigan and beyond. MetroCars is proud to serve as the official transportation provider of 760 WJR. Executives and business travelers trust MetroCars for dependable airport transportation and seamless corporate travel. From early morning departures to late night arrivals, their professional chauffeurs ensure every ride is punctual, comfortable, and stress-free. Choose MetroCars. MetroCars.com.
Hi friends, Bill Golling here to tell you about the Declaration of Deals sales event going on all March long at Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Right now, qualified Chrysler employees with lease loyalty can lease the 2026 Jeep Compass Limited 4x4 from our CTP fleet for just $289 a month. Leases for 27 months, 10,000 miles a year with $2,000 down, plus tax title plates and Dakar Extra. That's Golling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Bloomfield Hills, Roseville, Chelsea, or our newest location on Mac in Detroit, or always at Golling.com.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
It's not just morning, it's a JR morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edwards on 760 WJR and on the WJR app, where Michigan comes to talk.
We could be standing here right now passing a funding bill with a list of reforms if Democrats had made the smallest effort to actually reach an agreement. But they didn't. Because it's now clear to everyone, Democrats didn't actually want a solution.
You know that Spider-Man meme of the 3 Spider-Men is standing in a triangle, pointing at each other?
Yep.
That's Congress.
It is.
It's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. It's craziness. Well, thankfully, we actually got movement after 2 o'clock in the morning where senators agreed by unanimous consent to fund all of DHS except ICE and Border Patrol. So we did get a funding bill, finally, that the Senate passed. Here's the rub. Everything else gets funded, FEMA and TSA and Coast Guard and all these different agencies. Secret Service. But there was no change to policy or procedures, anything from ICE that Democrats had been asking for quite some time.
We're going to talk about it later.
That was John Thune. Here is Chuck Schumer.
This could have been accomplished weeks ago if Republicans hadn't stood in the way. Democrats held firm in our opposition that Donald Trump's rogue and deadly militia should not get more funding without serious reforms.
What a win for Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing here is what they wanted.
Nothing.
There are no changes to immigration and enforcement policy. None.
Nope.
So now it moves to the House. The House is going to vote on it. Congresswoman Debbie Dingell joined us this morning. She said that TSA needs to be paid.
You know, we had a meeting with Susan Collins yesterday who said to me, the money's there, Debbie. The president has the money to pay for this. So why does the president, who says he cares, take so long to even say he would do this money? We should not be putting the TSA in a ping pong situation. They have one of the most important jobs in this country. They are good men and women, and we need to be paying.
It's got to be a boogeyman.
Oh, yeah, and I think Jamie said that earlier, that TSA shouldn't be in the middle of this. They're too important to our security. When we get into our airports, they're valuable to us. They shouldn't be involved in that. I guess my response to Debbie Dingell is, well, he was looking to Congress to pass this bill. when he hasn't gone to Congress before, you guys got him for that. So what are we supposed to do here?
Yeah, and we talked about that, as you said, Chris, that like, why are these people pawns in these political, maneuverings? Like, why are their paychecks tied to this? And so she said that she put out a bill, or someone has, an amendment or something where they wouldn't in the future. I think there should be support for that.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%. I agree. I mean, I don't. You can't separate everybody. Like, there has to be, you got to put them in different groups, right? It makes sense that FEMA would be under Homeland Security,
yes,
or Secret Service, or FEMA. All these different groups. All that makes sense to me. But TSA, I agree, should not. They should be in a group that is funded every year without doubt.
Without doubt, yes.
Whether that's the Department of Defense, whether that's transport, whatever it is, something that always gets funded. That's where they need to be, because
They're so important.
I agree. This doesn't make any sense. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has announced another 10-day pause on the strikes on these energy facilities in Iran because these negotiations are ongoing. He talked about the present he got from Iran yesterday. Here it is.
I told you about a present, right? Steve, can I reveal the present? You can do anything you want. Thank you. They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil, 8 boats, 8 big boats of oil. This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow. That was 3 days ago.
And they did.
They did.
And in fact, 10 got through. So that was the present, which was good to see. And I think that does,
that lets you know that there's
I
talks.
agree. It tells
happening.
me that there is some sort of legitimate dialogue going on that could bring this to an end.
Yeah, but it also shows that they're not completely obliterated or out of this thing, because they control the strait if they're giving a present.
Well, militarily, they might be severely degraded.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they are. But they do still have the ability to flex their
They have
muscle.
some strategies that
Absolutely.
they're using. Yeah.
Absolutely they do.
A new bill in the Michigan Senate would require older drivers to undergo more frequent testing to renew their licenses. Proposed by State Senator Rosemary Baer, the measure would require drivers 75 and older to pass a vision exam, a written test, and a driving skills test every 4 years. Now, if you're over 85, the same test would be required, but annually. Some seniors say the legislation unfairly singles out older drivers, noting that many in their age group drive pretty good, safely, and they avoid distractions like texting. Others support additional oversight, but question the need for yearly testing for those 85 and up. Crash data from 2024 shows older drivers are involved in more serious collisions, but comparisons with young drivers are complicated. Now, the bill is under review by the Senate Transportation and Infrastructure Committee.
Jamie, we got a problem tonight, too, by the way.
The timing?
Yes, all messed up.
Tigers go at, 9:40 tonight? 9:40 tonight against the Padres. They're in San Diego, so they get a later game.
Right.
But Michigan State starts at 9:45.
That's a problem.
It is.
That's very late.
It's a problem.
Well, flicking back and forth, I guess.
That's right. That's right. Everybody needs to go home, take a nap today.
That's right.
Get real.
Chris, TVs are cheap. Just buy another one.
That's
Side
true
by
too.
side.
That's true.
Well, yeah.
Or how about this? You tune into WJR, you listen to the Spartan game.
There you go.
You get them dialed in on the TV with the Tigers.
That's the best way.
All of it's solved.
That's the best way.
Michigan goes before that. They got Alabama, Michigan State, UConn. Pregame here starts at 8:45. We'll take a break. Coming up next, we're going to talk about these data centers. And there's a new player involved in it. We'll tell you who that is coming up. But first at 7:12, time for WJR's Business Beat, brought to you by Shelving.com. We rack your world. Here's Jeff Sloan, the founder and CEO of Startup Nation, to spotlight the entrepreneurial tech and startup community on WJR.
Good morning. For small businesses, being able to generate organic traffic to one's business website is simply gold. The primary way this is achieved, of course, is through search traffic. But like everything else in business today, AI is changing the playing field significantly. And now 26% of companies received more than half their traffic from AI search in 2025. And 49% expect to reach that mark by late 2026, according to findings from a just released study from Branch Metrics. AI search moved from promising to proven in 2025, with 89% of enterprise leaders saying it improved their marketing performance. 35% saw significant improvement as performance increased by 10% or more, and 54% say they saw a slight improvement at least. Now, while AI search as a percentage of website traffic is growing more rapidly than traditional search, jumping from 35% to 50%, traditional search isn't dead yet. Far from it, says the Branch Metrics survey results, as they indicate that small business owners still prove the percentage of website traffic from traditional SEO is still growing, rising from 45% last year to an estimated 53% this year. And the fact that there are now two important drivers of organic traffic, at least for now, business owners are simply forced to optimize for both traditional SEO and AI search. And this presents significant challenges to many of the businesses having to face this reality today. Christine Park, Chief Transformation Officer at Branch, told Media Post, the online publication, "We're so early and still defining problems as we try to solve them with respect to search. The data shows clearly that 65% of businesses responding in the survey indicate that they are already committing over a quarter of their budget to cover both bases, yet 80% report that they're struggling to do so. Even so, 81% of companies participating in the study said they're already optimizing for AI search, with another 17% planning to start within the next 12 months. But 87% of leaders expect AI platforms to be effective at driving traffic, which results in higher sales this year. And 41% said that they're partnering directly with AI platforms to achieve the objective, while 25% report they're addressing the challenge by working with external vendors on AI-powered search. Now, Park said 62% of budgets are going toward improving crawlability, 60% toward tracking and measuring AI-driven traffic, 58% toward creating LLM-friendly content formats, and 58% to keep content for AI summaries up to date. So there you go. Are you keeping up these days? Looks like we all need to be, of course. Businesses, again, so dependent on that organic traffic coming from search. I'm Jeff Sloan, founder and CEO of StartupNation.com, and that's today's Business Beat on the great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR.
When every square foot counts, your storage should make the most of it. Shop durable solutions that maximize space and improve efficiency, from modular offices and unirack pallet racking to storage bins and lockers.
Shelving.com, we rack your world.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Now WJR Health Watch. Here's Lloyd Jackson.
When it comes to physical therapy at Henry Ford Health, there are various locations in the metro area, and they see everything from desk job neck strain to complex athletic injuries. For those looking for a unique experience, their Beverly Hills Club location integrates their clinical expertise with a top-tier athletic club environment.
We have access to a lot of their weight machines, exercise equipment that you wouldn't have access to at a normal clinic.
That's physical therapist Travis Somerville, who works out of the Beverly Hills Club location. His co-worker, physical therapist David Selleck, says many of their patients come from orthopedic doctors who many times prevent or prolong surgery with physical therapy.
We get it fairly frequently, again, because a lot of times, and that's kind of the other good thing about Henry Ford, even our orthopedic surgeons, they will defer to conservative management initially. So, which is great, because then you're not necessarily being forced towards a surgical procedure or strongly encouraged towards one. So, I mean, that makes up a fair amount of our caseload where we are focusing on preventing that as much as we can.
There are many who are listening to this broadcast sitting at home wondering if that nagging ache warrants a physical therapy appointment. Here's some advice from Travis.
My advice is if they're in pain or limitation of movement and it's preventing them from doing what they normally do or preventing them from enjoying their life or limiting their work activities or recreation activities, I say, start with some physical therapy and see if that can conservatively take care of that.
For more information about Henry Ford Physical Therapy, go to henryford.com/services/rehabilitation. I'm Lloyd Jackson for WJR Health Watch.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Like many of you, I got LASIK surgery back in the 80s, and recently I started having trouble seeing, and it turns out they never told us LASIK doesn't last forever. So now what? Glasses? I haven't worn glasses in years, and I'm as vain as the next person. But then I remembered Mariana and the staff at Direct Optical Optique and how great they were at finding cool frames that look good on me, because they are frame stylists. You can't get that on the web or a big box store, and nobody has a bigger selection of designer frames than Direct Optical Optique. And Mariana still knows everybody by name. She's still selling cool glasses one pair at a time with a very personal touch. So if you wear glasses now or are wearing them again, you got to go to Direct Optical Optique and let them treat you like a star. They're the only ones who can do that. 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple and West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to IKEA, OptiqueDetroit.com on the web.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions apply. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
I-94 eastbound between Little Mac and Harbor Avenue, we have an accident that's blocking the 2 right lanes. Construction has your 2 left lanes closed. I-96 westbound between Levan and I-275. You'll also find road work has your left lane closed. 10 Mile Road westbound after Woodward Avenue, and the I-275 southbound off-ramp to westbound M14. That is closed due to repairs through early November. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
The colder air continues to push in now behind the front. North breeze and a chilly start to our day. Sunshine developing 40 later. That's cold for this time of year. Low 20s tonight, so Saturday morning even colder. Might see some spots outside of town in the teens. A sunny Saturday, 45. Much better by Sunday, sunshine, 55. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stage, account 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Searching and searching up and down the dial for NCAA men's basketball. All the most important games from this week's giant matchup right down to the final game. What are you searching for? You're already there. The NCAA playoffs are here, courtesy of Westwood One on 760 WJR.
So a number of different chambers of commerce, including the Michigan Chamber of Commerce, the Detroit Regional Chamber, DTE Energy, consumers, and several different trade unions have launched a new data center coalition. They say to counter misinformation about these facilities, and they want people to be able to hear the information that's fact-based, and so that if you live in these communities where there is a plan for a data center, that you will have the best information possible. And one of those is the Michigan Chamber of Commerce. And Jim Holcomb is the president and CEO and joins us this morning to talk about this new coalition. Jim, good morning to you. It's good to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
So where did this start? How did everybody come together to say we need to make sure that people are getting the best information?
Came together just because we were all having conversations. Obviously, data centers are really dominating a lot of the discussion around the state right now. And as we all were working in our jobs and talking about it, there was a lot of frustration that sometimes the debate was being shaped too much by what was on social media and not enough by facts and verifiable data. So we said, how can we change that? And so we're going to try to cooperate, and the coalition was formed just to try to bring forward credible information so people can make informed decisions.
Jim, and there's a lot of excitement about projects like the one involving Google and the DTE Energy, but there's also some concern there. What are communities most worried about?
A lot of communities, and they're rightfully concerned, and that's what, we fully lean in at the Michigan Chamber. We want to be practical problem solvers. We want the debate, but people are concerned. What is it going to do to utilization of natural resources? Will it impact their utility rates? Are there noise concerns? How are these going to be developed? And we just fully believe that data centers need to be part of the discussion. They're going to be an important part of infrastructure going into the future. We've long been advocates for strong roads and sewers and things that are important infrastructure. This is just now the next iteration of what important infrastructure is. And people have conversations and they have concerns, and we want to make sure information is there so it can be an informed debate and not an emotional one or one that's being swayed by people who maybe just are trying to use social media to scare people off.
Well, the reality is that these data centers could generate billions in statewide economic output, right? So they, we've heard the argument that they will be built somewhere. Why not here in Michigan?
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely true. At the Michigan Chamber, we believe that data centers are important. They're going to help us create the jobs of today and the careers of tomorrow. They're necessary infrastructure. Not only do they create some good paying jobs, but they facilitate all the businesses that we hope will grow and locate in Michigan, the entrepreneurs who will thrive. You need to have this data center infrastructure, whether you're in healthcare, whether you're a small business owner, whether you're a large corporation, we're all relying upon it. So let's develop them responsibly, make sure questions are being answered, and let's make Michigan a real leader in data center development, that we can do it right and show everybody else how to do it so communities are protected and voices are all heard.
So how are you going to get this information out to the public?
We're going to operate in a lot of different ways. We have a website if anybody is looking for information. It's mi4datacenters.org. Things will be posted there. And a lot of it we're just going to develop as we go. Maybe we'll have small conversations around the state. We'll talk to developers and say, are you willing to hold site center or site project tours? We'll go to local meetings. We'll convene people. It's all about making sure the conversation is better. I think we can all agree Michigan faces a lot of important issues, and far too often we don't have a responsible debate that's shaped by information. We want to change that. We want to make sure Michigan does this right.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to go about it, and it's something that we're going to continue to talk about, certainly. Jim Holcomb, thank you so much for your time, as always. We appreciate it, and we'll talk again very soon, I'm sure.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, you got it. But again, he's exactly right.
Yeah.
The questions that persist are, how is this going to impact my property taxes, for example? What is the noise? What's the water that they're going to need to use to cool these centers?
My bill going up.
Right.
Yeah.
All of these questions are very legitimate. We talked to the head of Consumers Energy a couple of weeks ago, and he said, no, in fact, not only is your energy bill going to go up, but any of the infrastructure that these companies are going to need, we're going to make them pay for.
Paid by the company.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully you won't see any increase in your bills. But that doesn't mean it's not something that people aren't concerned about or that they don't have all the information for you. Also, I have a question for you. I was thinking about this last night. Gas prices are going up, right? Over $4 a gallon.
Yeah.
I paid $4.19 the other day. I'd love to pay $3.19. I'm curious if you think that we are going to see an uptick in sales on EVs. Is that something that you guys think is going to be rising to the top here if these gas prices continue to linger?
I think people will research, EVs. They don't always necessarily buy them because, you talk about these upfront costs, it's still higher. You don't have the incentives anymore, and financing a new car, turns saving some gas to a $40,000 commitment.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, according to your point, Lloyd, Edmunds.com says searches for hybrids and EVs climbed to 23.8%, up from 22.4% the week before. So people are looking at gas prices and at least searching EVs. And Cox Automotive is saying that sales of EVs in February were 30,879, which is up almost 30% year over year.
Yeah, I think people are looking at it. But I don't know if this is, and again, maybe if this lingers for months and months and months and people are going, well, wait, I can't, I don't want to do this again.
Right.
And maybe they just go, we got to get out of the gas game altogether. I don't want to be involved in this. But it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it's going to necessarily relate. But I think to Jamie's point, to your point, people are at least looking.
Oh, yeah.
They're at least considering. What might also be a real hindrance is that they don't have that credit anymore.
That yes,
that
incentive.
$7,500
Yes.
credit. So that might be something that's factoring in as well. All right, we're going to take a break. More coming up. Get you caught up on some of the headlines and a wonderful wellness event coming up this weekend. We'll tell you about.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday at 12 p.m. Firm offers insurance services, investment advisor services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen Sundays at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. Sponsored by Must Construction Careers. Learn more at mustcareers.org.
At Average Amy's Coffee Corner, our coffee has caffeine, our muffins are cooked, and our services, well, we're here. Come on by for an average cup of joe.
Average doesn't build great businesses. Cumulus Digital does, outperforming industry benchmarks by more than 25%. We deliver smarter digital marketing to over 4,000 local businesses every month and drive real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
Fox News. I'm Chris Foster. The Senate passes a bill to partially fund Homeland Security, including pay for airport TSA agents, not yet, though, for immigration enforcement. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer.
This could have been accomplished weeks ago if Republicans hadn't stood in the way. Democrats held firm in our opposition that Donald Trump's rogue and deadly militia should not get more funding without serious reforms.
Majority Leader John Thune.
We could be standing here right now passing a funding bill with a list of reforms if Democrats had made the smallest effort to actually reach an agreement.
A House vote's expected today. President Trump's going to be the first president to have his signature printed on American paper currency, reportedly starting with $100 bills in June, with other denominations to follow. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume. Business moves fast. Pump up the volume. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
We're still dealing with one problem on the area roadways as we continue your Friday morning commute. I-94 eastbound between Little Mac and Harper Avenue. You'll find a crash there that's blocking the 2 right lanes. Traffic is stop and go. You'll find a pocket of slow traffic. 94 eastbound between I-96 and Trumbull Street. Construction has the left lane closed. On the Lodge, southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. And you'll also find road work has your 2 left lanes closed. 96 westbound between Levan and I-275. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy skies for the day today, much colder with a high of 40 degrees. Overcast overnight with a low of 26. And a mix of sun and clouds for the day on Saturday with a high of 44. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Here's a tale of Tina searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Till Good RX wrote in, hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to GoodRx.com/weight loss. GoodRx is not insurance.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
Even if you've given up on your New Year's resolutions, one health habit that's easy to keep is Active Liver from New Nordic. Active Liver protects your liver so you can enjoy life to the fullest. Online at Amazon, in stores at CVS, Walgreens, and now GNC.
Everybody's got their opening day ritual. Some pack the cooler. Some dust off a lucky jersey. Some quietly promise themselves they'll pace that first beverage. Whatever your ritual looks like, opening day downtown is back. Comerica Park is the center of the universe for a few glorious hours, and WJR has you covered with what to expect and everything happening around the ballpark. As the season officially begins, celebrate opening day baseball with us on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to catch a game. Stick around for All Talk at 9 with Kevin Dietz. Then Focus with Paul W. Smith at noon on 760 WJR and on the WJR app. Now it's JR Morning. Here's Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds.
So we were talking about the show, getting things ready, getting things set the other day. And Jamie says, have you guys seen this new United Airlines seating option? And I hadn't seen it yet. And I'm glad you brought it up, because this does feel pretty revolutionary to the airline industry. And I mean, Jamie, for those of us with kids, Lloyd, when your kids travel or you guys go on trips with the grandkids,
sure,
this thing seems like this could be a game changer.
I mean, I think so. I think it looks really cool. And as someone who really, really likes Delta, I'm like, okay, United, I see what you're doing over there.
I see you, Delta or United. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're calling it United Relaxed Row. And what it is they're the first North American airline to have this lie flat option in economy. And what it is you have those 3 seats across in economy. They're kind of like leg rests that would come up and make a flat couch or a flat bed, however you want to explain it. So you could lie flat on these long haul flights. And they said, quote, the entire row is all yours. You get a custom fitted mattress pad, a plush blanket, 2 extra pillows. You get a kid set if like you're flying with kids. And that's why I think I like it. Because, you know, if you have little kids, their little legs aren't dangling. They can lay down flat. They can nap. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
I think it's a great idea as well. What I'm wondering, though, so this will be in coach. It won't be in first class. So, I mean, you're going to pay for this. And so will you be paying as much as you're paying if you were in first class?
I haven't seen a pricing for this.
You know,
I haven't either, but like the CEO came out and said, if this is for people who are looking for the affordability of economy class, but still a reason to upgrade.
Because you have to have the whole row.
Yes.
Right. You have to have the whole row of 3 seats.
Yes.
And the parameters don't change, so the seats aren't any bigger or further away from the seat in front of you or behind you. It's just these leg rests pop up, and then you're able to put essentially a mattress pad down, and you can lay on it. I actually love it as well. I'll tell you, I had never seen. I went to Italy last year, and I had never seen this before. But they actually have like cribs that they'll bring out for these long flights.
Okay.
And
that's been out there.
I had never seen it before. I never had seen it before. I had never been to Europe, so I hadn't been on that kind of flight.
Sure.
But yeah, so there's like, you got to be like at the front of economy, and like where the wall is in front of you.
Exactly.
And then
Okay.
they hook it to the wall, and then, like, we were right behind a baby. We were right behind that row, and this family had a baby, and they were going to Paris. And this baby, the baby was fantastic. Slept the whole flight essentially. But she was in the little crib and was sleeping the whole time. So I had never seen that before either. But this feels like it's a completely different situation because you get the whole row. So you've got all the room, right? You don't have people sitting next to you fighting over which armrest is yours or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can actually, you could catch some Z's while you're on the flights. I think it's fantastic. Would you buy into this? Is this a consideration for you when you're traveling? 800-859-0957, 800-859-0WJR. I think for people with kids, it's
big. It's huge.
It would make a lot of sense. Plus, I mean, if you've got if you're a family of, even if you're a family of 4, you're probably going to need that extra seat anyway, but you could put the kids over there and then you guys can sit somewhere else. It makes a lot of sense.
For kids, yes. Here's the problem I have with it. Bev, my wife, is all in on this. She just wants to fly somewhere so she can lay down in the seat. I'm over 6 feet tall. My feet are going to be hanging out, or my head's going to be hanging out in the aisle. It's not going to work for me.
That's true.
And I wonder, now you're going to have people.
If you're tall, it's
I
not
paid to lay down. I'm laying down. It's like, yeah, but your legs are sticking over into the next aisle, dude.
Right.
Pull your legs up.
We need to get this beverage cart to the aisle behind you. You're going to have to move, sir.
That's the issue. And I'm always looking, I'm a little pessimistic.
No,
well, you're going to have to go fetal position, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a great idea for little kids, especially. Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely. I just feel like you're going to have a lot of adults going, I paid to lay down,
Here's one other point. Say you're like across the aisle from someone laying down, their feet are in your face, you got blankets everywhere. It'll be
Right.
quite a scene.
Exactly.
And if they take their shoes off and,
It's already bad enough with somebody kicking the back of my chair.
smells like.
Now I get somebody's feet sticking from every angle at me.
You guys are disgusting.
You got to listen. You got to think about these
it's
things.
1,000% true. People are going to kick off and
You're in a
kick
long
their feet
tube.
off and shoes up and relax.
You're in a long tube for a long time.
But if you got little kids, I absolutely, that's
No.
the best idea ever. They can take a nap on the flight. They're not bored.
Here's
Wonderful.
where I think this would be a terrible idea for me.
Okay.
Because whenever the kids are, whenever they get into bed together, they think it's time to play WWE.
Oh, so they're going to be wrestling?
They're suplexing each
Oh,
other.
God.
I'm like, we're going to put a bet on this play, and these poor people are going to get a people's elbow from Jake, and it's going to be a mess. I'm going to have a
bet
lawsuit on my hands. It's going to be a problem.
I bet they require some sort of seatbelt while you're laying down.
Yeah, I would
looking at the
agree.
picture.
I would agree.
see it.
The seatbelts that they show are just like the normal seatbelts for
Seatbelts.
the seats.
Yeah.
So I haven't
guess you-
seen anything on the seatbelt issue.
I guess you could use them and, wrap them around you, I guess. But
Yeah, but if you've got the mattress there, I don't know that it'll go all the way around.
And if the kid is on the side where the other seats are in front of you, how you get that seatbelt around them too,
Here's where I'll give United a lot of credit. I mean, it's very creative.
It is. And, a lot of these airlines, they want to jam people up in a plane, as many people as possible. This, giving you this comfort here, I think it might end up being the future.
It might be
of flying.
worth it. It might be worth it, Jamie. I don't know. I mean, if you're flying somewhere by yourself, you went to Boston not long ago by yourself and Chicago and all these places. I mean, it might be worth it just to buy the row. Right, for whatever price this is. I can't imagine it's going to be 3 seat prices in a row. That's not really how they're billing it.
Right.
But whatever, buy it and then just take the middle seat and give yourself some extra room too.
Well, they said it's going to be on Boeing 787, 777. So the big ones, these long haul flights. So maybe not the regional jets.
Oh,
So like going to, Hawaii or something like that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, as someone who flew economy to Australia, this would have been a nice option to have.
I'm sure. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's not really good to. It's not really
That's
good, though.
That's a flight.
It's
to
not really
Australia.
good to sit for that long. A lot of times, too. They always tell you to get up and walk around.
Yeah, get up,
because of,
walk around.
Possible blood clots and those kind of things.
Yeah.
This would be nice for that.
Yeah, when I flew to Italy, we flew economy, and I'm like, boy, I don't know. I don't know. I might need a little extra space, but I mean, look, it's certainly more affordable for people to fly economy on those long haul trips, and I think it is a great option.
We always bought the extra seat anyway. If it's just Bev and I flying, there's 3
Oh,
seats.
really?
We bought the extra seat.
Okay, baller.
Right.
Shot caller, big baller.
Brian's making it rain over here at the airport.
And then I would stick my feet over on her lap, and that would be great.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's very cool. I like the creativity. I like the idea. I like that they're doing something that nobody else has done. And I think that could help them.
Well, I think, maybe other airlines will try to match it or outdo it. And
Right.
It's just good for us.
It's
the
an arms
customer.
race. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Hey, don't miss out, by the way, Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show this Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. There are tons of exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey from real estate to remodeling, and you can bring the whole family. There's interactive exhibits, and you can win up to $25,000 in home improvements. Who doesn't want that? Our Inside Outside guys will be there on Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon. They'll be live doing their show from there. And there are advanced discount tickets as well for the largest real estate show. It's largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com. And you can get some information on how to improve your home or put it on the market, whatever you need. They've got the answers for you at that show. Coming up on the other side, there is an event happening this weekend, and it is for colorectal health. We'll tell you what that means for you coming up on the other side. But first at 7:44, time for Automotive Views with Mike Martinez. It's brought to you by the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Learn more at michiganbusiness.org.
Expect to see lots of red and arrows pointing down when automakers release first quarter sales figures next week. Both March and first quarter numbers are expected to fall sharply compared to this time in 2025, when customers were rushing to lock in pre-tariff pricing. Dealers haven't seen that same rush in 2026. Forecasters like Cox Automotive, JD Power, and Edmunds expect March sales to fall 15%, while first quarter sales are expected to be down about 6% compared to the same period a year ago. But it's not all bad news. Experts say demand remains strong, especially for affordable midsize crossovers. And the industry remains on pace to sell about 16 million new vehicles this year, which would be a strong number. While many unknowns remain related to tariffs, the war with Iran, and inflation, it seems that customers are still willing to step into showrooms. They just might be opting for more practical, less expensive models. With this week's Automotive View, I'm Mike Martinez with Automotive News.
Buddy's Pizza, the official pizza of NCAA tournament coverage on WJR. Buddy's iconic squares and crispy, crunchy corners have made memories in the Motor City since 1946. Celebrate 80 years of the original Detroit-style pizza at your local Buddy's today.
People can't have access to quality medical care without affordable health insurance. At Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, we understand increasing health insurance costs are becoming more of a strain on the budgets of the businesses and people we serve. Affordability matters. It affects real families, real decisions, and real care. That's why at Blue Cross, we're dedicated to finding solutions. To learn about this critical issue and our efforts to make healthcare affordable for all, visit mibluedaily.com/affordability today.
Michigan Auto Law, the law firm that puts people over everything.
At Michigan Auto Law, the only thing we enjoy more than fighting your insurance company is handing you the check when we win. If you've been hurt in an auto accident, just call us. Michigan Auto Law. People over everything. Visit autolaw.com.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
Hey, Jim Harper here. Quick story. I needed new glasses. And like many of you, I thought, well, I can go online. That's easy. But then I remembered the last time I did that, it wasn't easy. They didn't look good on me and they weren't cheap. So then what? You can't take them back to the store. It's the web. Then I remembered Direct Optical Optique. Many of you got your glasses there. You looked great and had a wonderful experience. And that's what I remembered, the experience. I remembered Mariana, Frame Stylist of the Year, and how great she and her staff were at helping me find the right frame at a good price. And that's all we want, right? And they have 2 great locations, Haggerty Road north of Maple in West Bloomfield, and in Canton on Ford Road next to the IKEA. Go see Mariana at Direct Optical Optique. She still knows everybody by name. 3 generations of loyal customers for a reason, because you get the attention you deserve. Direct Optical Optique in West Bloomfield and in Canton, and at OptiqueDetroit.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Pro-Life Across America.
Hi, I'm Angie. Did you know a billboard can save a baby's life? It's true. You can make a difference by helping us spread the pro-life message to reach those who are struggling with an unplanned pregnancy. Please make a gift today. Visit prolifeacrossamerica.org.
We're still dealing with one problem on the area roadways here on your Friday morning commute, 94 eastbound between Little Mac and Harper Avenue. You got a crash there. That's blocking the 2 right lanes. That's causing stop-and-go traffic in that area. Construction has the left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. You'll also find road work has the 2 left lanes closed. I-96 westbound between Levan and I-275. We're experiencing stop-and-go traffic right now, 94 eastbound between I-96 and Trumbull Street. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Cleared out now, or we are starting to. A gusty breeze and colder weather now this morning. Hopefully you prepped for it, and a cold Friday afternoon, but dry and blue sky. A little breezy, 40. Tonight will drop 23 degrees to 23 degrees. The suburbs will get a little bit colder, and then sun shines back tomorrow. Still chilly to start the weekend, 45. By Sunday, we get better. Tack on 10, sunny, 55. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagicon, 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law, auto accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Keeping an eye on your health is always very important.
It is, Chris, and colon cancer rates are rising, and alarmingly, it's now one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths in adults under 50. The reality is it's also one of the most preventable cancers when caught early, but too many people are putting off screenings or simply don't know where to begin, and that's why Henry Ford Health is hosting this unique hands-on awareness event this Saturday in Rochester Hills. And to talk more about it is Dr. Jasneet Bhullar. She's colorectal surgeon with Henry Ford Health. Dr. Bhullar, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Colon cancer rates rising, especially among adults under 50. Why do you think we're seeing this trend, and what makes early detection so critical?
So it's interesting you say that, because it's recently been reported that colon cancer has become the 1 killer for cancer-related deaths in adults under the age of 50, outnumbering any other cancers. And there's a lack of awareness out in the community about these. And what we are thinking, it's not just for the US, we are seeing it all over the world. It seems to be multifactorial because of obviously some genetics may be involved, but I think the environmental factors, what we eat, where we live, what we do, all of them plays a role in these rising rates. And you said it right, it's preventable. If caught early, it can totally be prevented and treated. And that's why it's all the more important for the community to be aware about this, that it's a preventable cancer, and we want to take it out there for them to have this opportunity so that we can provide good services to the community we serve.
So talk to us about the event that's taking place tomorrow and how people can come out and get some information.
So tomorrow we are doing this event called as The Path to Health Run Through Your Gut, because we do feel that we need to be healthy, and the only way is how healthy our gut is. It's to be done at the Henry Ford Rochester Hills Cancer Center at 1901 Starbed Drive in Rochester Hills. and we will be hosting this event from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a totally free event, and we want the community to know that at there they can expect to have a free colon cancer risk assessment, same-day on-site appointments with a physician, expert guidance on fiber and other supplement recommendations, and also explore any genetic testing for hereditary cancer risk. They can also expect to meet Henry Ford Health colorectal surgeons and specialists. And if needed, they can schedule future appointments and screenings. And they can also get a chance to speak to the dietitian who can then offer advice on gut health and recipe details.
Dr. Jesnet Bhullar, Henry Ford Health colorectal surgeon, thank you for coming on and giving us the information on the Path to Health Runs Through Your Gut, taking place tomorrow, 9 a to 4 p at the Henry Ford Rochester Hills Cancer Center. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
March is Colon Cancer Awareness Month. So
Good event,
Yes.
certainly. Meanwhile, did you guys see any of the Savannah Guthrie interview yesterday?
Yes, man.
I mean,
Oh.
absolutely heart-wrenching. And one of the things that she and Hoda talked about was when she initially got that call that her mother was gone, that her mother's not at her house, her cell phone's there, things are there that she would normally take, her purse that were there, and she was not. And so when Savannah Guthrie initially got the call from her sister, she was like, well, what happened? And everybody was like, we don't know. But then she got a call from her brother. And that's when something kind of started clicking with Savannah Guthrie that maybe, she says, that this had something to do with her.
And he said, I think she's been kidnapped for ransom. And I said, yeah, what? Well, why? What? And then, I mean, it sounds so like, how dumb could I be? But I didn't want to believe. I just said, do you think because of me? And he said, I'm sorry, sweetie, but yeah, maybe. But I knew that.
You did?
I hope not. I mean, we still don't know. Honestly, we don't know anything.
No.
We don't know anything. So I don't know that it's because she's my mom and somebody thought, oh, that girl, that lady has money. We can make a quick buck.
So a couple things there. Obviously, the guilt, maybe, that this happened because of her, her net worth. I mean, whatever. Google says she's got a net worth of $40 million, right? Done very well for herself on a high profile show.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of money. That guilt you could see on her face, you could hear it in her voice. And then the fact that she also said, Jamie, that they don't know anything.
I mean, she just said they're in agony, and she wakes up every night like thinking about her mom and what she went through in the middle of the night. And if this were for ransom, though, for Savannah Guthrie's money, this has not gone well for the people looking for money. I mean, they said, we will pay, come forward, and no one has come forward.
Here's another piece of that interview.
Someone needs to do the right thing. We are in agony.
Yeah.
We are in agony.
Wow.
You could
hear it.
You could
man.
hear it. I mean, you could see it on her face.
Yes.
I mean, just the sheer pain. The sheer pain. And there was also another piece of information that she revealed during that interview that we didn't know before, which was her back door was propped open.
Yes.
And we had I mean, as far as I can remember,
I had never heard that.
We had never heard that had never been reported or talked about. That was never information that police had released. So that was another piece of like evidentiary information that we had not heard before.
I mean, what does that mean? I mean, did they take this poor woman out the back and there was just desert behind that house? So I don't know. It's terrible to think about what this woman went through.
I agree completely. And, again, like for me, it's the strength, it's the resolve to continue on, to push forward. I mean, your mother was stolen out of her own home in the middle of the night. And she talked about what that was, that kind of replaying that in her head when she wakes up in the middle of the night and the fear that there must have been there. But the fact that she, was able to get herself together to do this
To do
interview,
the
to
interview.
talk about it
Yes.
is really remarkable
And
and
the-
admirable, and just very sad for this family.
And guilt that she must be feeling that's going through her head every night, every moment of the day, every second of the day.
Yeah, certainly. All right, we'll get you ready for the 8 o'clock news. Also, get you prepared for how you should prepare your home for the spring season. Tom Izzo also in the 8 o'clock hour.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MOVE to borrow up to $10,000.
Slip and fall accidents can happen anywhere, especially in winter with ice and snow. When a business does nothing to protect its customers from danger and someone gets hurt, then it becomes our business. Michigan Slip and Fall Lawyers is Michigan's only law firm specializing in slip and fall cases, with millions recovered in compensation for our clients. We're here to protect you all year round. Go to falllaw.com now for your free consultation. That's falllaw.com.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement savings to stock market risk? There are strategies you can use to keep your money safe no matter what happens in the stock market. Join us for Money Talks with Joseph Uplager, Saturdays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR 760.
Guess Who's back? Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman reunite as the Guess Who for the Taking It Back tour at Pine Knob Music Theater Friday, July 3rd. You could win tickets on us. Text keyword UNDONE to 800-859-0957. Sponsored by Live Nation. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
This is a Fox News alert. The Senate acts unanimously to end a 42-day stalemate. I'm Dave Anthony.
Republicans funded the Department of Homeland Security piecemeal. It's not the way to fund the department, Mr. President. But we were out of time.
Senate Republican leader John Thune, after the bill passed at about 2:30 this morning, most of DHS will get funded, but not immigration enforcement within ICE or Border Patrol.
Democrats held firm in our opposition that Donald Trump's rogue and deadly militia should not get more funding without serious reforms.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, the House, will consider this funding bill in a few hours. It would finally pay thousands of essential workers, including TSA agents. Some aren't showing up, leading to hours-long airport security lines.
This has been 5 weeks of torture for these poor folks that are coming to work, not getting paid.
Chris Sununu heads up the organization Airlines for America and tells Fox President Trump's plan to finally pay these agents by executive order prompted the Senate to finally act.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, more Americans in a Fox News poll are giving the president a thumbs down.
This poll shows President Trump's job approval rating at 41%, down from 43% last month. On the economy, only 1/4 of respondents say it is in good or excellent shape.
Fox's Gernal Scott, this is the Iran conflict rages on. The president insists Iran badly wants to make a deal to end it. He tells Fox's The Five he made a deal to delay for 10 days his threat to bomb Iran's power grid unless Iran opens the Strait of Hormuz. It did let some oil ships through.
They asked for 7. You're going to say, oh, Trump's a terrible negotiator. They asked for 7. And I said, I'm going to give you 10.
Meanwhile, Fox's Matt Finn reports from Dubai.
The Wall Street Journal first reported, and Fox News confirms that the Trump administration is considering sending in 10,000 U.S. soldiers here to the Middle East. That would be in addition to the 1,500 troops that are going to possibly be deployed from the 82nd Airborne.
America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help.
PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
We have a piece of good news as we continue on your Friday morning commute. I-94 eastbound between Little Mac and Harper Avenue. That accident has cleared. Traffic does remain stop and go in that area. US 23 southbound between M36 and 8 Mile Road. That is closed due to an accident. Traffic is backed up to Silver Lake Road there. Construction has your left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street. And we're experiencing a pocket of slow traffic right now, 94 eastbound between I-96 and I-75. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy skies for the day today and much colder with a high of 40 degrees. Overcast overnight, low of 26. Partly cloudy again for the day on Saturday with a high of 44. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like,
Hello?
well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday at 12 p.m. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisor services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. Your child's education is the foundation for tomorrow's leaders. Listen Sundays at 3 p.m. for School Talks, hosted by Dr. Robert Livernoy. Sponsored by Must Construction Careers. Learn more at mustcareers.org. Escape to the greens with the Cardinal Stay and Play Golf Package at St. John's Resort. Enjoy luxury accommodations and 1 round of golf for 2 on the beautiful Cardinal Golf Course, plus unlimited rounds on the Little Cardinal and the putting course. Whether you're sharpening your short game or chasing the perfect drive, it's the ultimate getaway for golfers of every level. Relax, play, and make unforgettable memories. Book your stay and play experience today at stjohnsresort.com.
It's another JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR and streaming on WJR.com, where Michigan comes to talk.
Well, I imagine that there are a few really, I mean, we're all happy. It's a Friday, right? Everybody gets up, a little extra pep in your step, getting into the weekend. We got a bunch of really good games coming up tonight. But I think some people that are really excited about this morning are those TSA agents. And if you are going to the airport, you're probably hoping that these wait lines get cut down, because last night, Senate Republicans and Senate Democrats agreed to unanimous consent to approve funding for the Department of Homeland Security. And this effectively will end the standoff here. Now, it still needs to go to the House because it's a little different than what the House passed. So it's got to go back to the House. They'll vote on it, and then it's got to go to the president to the Resolute desk for his signature. But here's the thing. So it does fund TSA, the Coast Guard, FEMA, all of those agencies. There is no additional funding for ICE or Border Patrol. But here's the other part, too. It doesn't include any changes to immigration enforcement and policies, which is what Democrats had been pushing for, which is why there was a shutdown in the first place. And so the fact that there are no changes there, I do wonder how that is going to impact what their message is. And it just feels like, I don't know, Jamie, that at this point, this was a lot of grief for naught.
Well, the bare facts are nothing has changed because immigration, Border Patrol was all funded through the big, beautiful bill anyway. I think Democrats might say, well, we did something because now the discussion will happen. But we've heard that on healthcare. I haven't heard them talking about healthcare in a while either.
Well, again, the House passed it, but then the Senate was moving on it, and then other things came up, and that got pushed aside. Here is the head of the Republicans in the Senate.
We could be standing here right now passing a funding bill with a list of reforms if Democrats had made the smallest effort to actually reach an agreement. But they didn't. Because it's now clear to everyone, Democrats didn't actually want a solution.
That's John Thune. Here's Chuck Schumer.
This could have been accomplished weeks ago if Republicans hadn't stood in the way. Democrats held firm in our opposition that Donald Trump's rogue and deadly militia should not get more funding without serious reforms.
Cue yakety sax, please. Does anybody have a trombone that you can just slide? It's such a clown show.
It is.
It's such a clown show. But there is at least movement on it, and hopefully these good TSA agents are going to be getting their money soon. Meanwhile, the Tigers win yesterday 8-2 over the
they
Padres.
looked good yesterday.
I don't know. It's just a lot of fun to have baseball back. And Kevin McGonigal, the sixth player since 1900 to have multiple hits in a game, 4 hits in his MLB debut on opening day, 4 for 5, 2 double base hits, 2 RBI, just the sixth player in 126 years.
100 years, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
he was dialed in yesterday, and you see why the kid made the roster.
Of course, absolutely.
He really good.
He's
And then-
aggressive. He swung at that first pitch. He hit the
He sure
double on the
did.
very first pitch he faced in the major leagues.
And Tarek Skubal, that was dialed in too.
Yeah, 1 unearned run in 6 innings of work. It's like he's in peak form as we start a new season here, which is good because the Tigers have to get it done with him on the mound this year.
I'm trying to have a really nice day, so I'm not going to bring up what happened with Paul Skeens yesterday, but I'm not going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, talk about it.
Yep.
She's not talking about it either.
She's not talking about it either.
Chris, don't be mean.
No, I will not be mean. I will not be mean. By the way, Donald Trump yesterday talked a little bit more about Iran.
Mm-hmm.
The Pentagon's considering sending 10,000 more troops, and that hasn't been discussed or it hasn't been approved yet. We don't know what's happening yet, but that's what some reports are saying. But he did put a 10-day pause additionally on hitting these energy facilities in Iran because these talks are ongoing. He also talked about what the present was from Iran.
You know, I told you about a present, right? Steve, can I reveal the present? You can do anything you want. Thank you.
You can do anything you want.
They said to show you the fact that we're real and solid and we're there. We're going to let you have 8 boats of oil, 8 boats, 8 big boats of oil. This was 2 days ago. And they'll sail up tomorrow. That was 3 days ago.
In fact, 10 ended up getting through.
That's right.
So it does seem like negotiations are going.
Something's happening.
But to Jamie's point, Iran's got their pulse on the finger on the straight.
They still have the control.
And I think you're right about that, Jamie.
Well, yeah. I mean, it just seemed like the message is that we're obliterating everything that they have and they can't do anything. We've won. He said yesterday, the president did, we have complete control of their airspace. We've done it all. But here's a present they're giving us to have the measly 8 boats go through. It just seems like the messaging is a little off there.
You cannot be driving, ma'am. What are you doing? Come on.
I'm not driving. I'm a passenger in a car.
You're still not. I'm not hearing cases with people driving or as passengers in cars.
That's that virtual court hearing in Woodhaven that went viral after the judge accused the woman of lying about driving during the session. Kim Carroll appeared via Zoom in front of 33rd District Court Judge Michael McNally and said she was a passenger in a moving car, adding she was out of town for an emergency. Carroll says, well, you can't do that you can't have a Zoom meeting and drive in a car without permission. Well, Carroll,
which was crazy, by the way.
It was.
She was very obviously driving the car.
Exactly. Well, she released a statement yesterday after all of this, and she says, I want to be clear that I take responsibility for my mistake. Appearing on a Zoom court hearing while I was driving was poor judgment, and I regret that decision. I panicked in the moment and made the wrong call instead of pulling over and asking to reschedule. For that, I am truly sorry. At the same time, I believe what has happened since then has gone far beyond addressing a mistake. A brief moment of poor judgment has turned into a viral spectacle that is affecting my reputation, my family, and my ability to move forward with my life. I respect the court and the rule of law, but I also believe in fairness and proportionality. The question I'm left asking is whether this situation needed to become a public example at the expense of someone's livelihood and dignity. I am human. I made a mistake. I own that mistake, and I'm willing to accept the consequences, but I hope people will also consider whether the response has been about accountability or about turning a moment into something far bigger than it needed to be.
Well, the problem for her is the time that we're living in and how things go viral. And she did something that piqued everyone's interest.
Of course. She had no control over that. It was going to go viral. She made it was a bad choice. It was a bad choice.
I think it's funny. I don't think nobody's saying you should lose your job or that your family, like it was ridiculous. And you lied and you continue to maintain that you weren't driving as you're looking in your rearview mirror.
Right.
It's no big deal. I think we're making a little bit of a mountain out of a molehill here.
Yeah.
It was funny because you were obviously driving.
You were caught.
You got caught.
Yeah.
I mean, look, here's what I will say. I hope nobody loses their job. I hope nobody
come on,
is greatly impacted by this.
Exactly.
It was a stupid mistake. She shouldn't have lied.
That's right.
She should have just been forthcoming. It wouldn't have been a viral moment.
No.
Right.
If she would have been like, Judge, I'm so sorry. I had this emergency. My head's all over the place. I wanted to make sure I got to this court hearing, but you're right. Can I pull over? It would have been a non-story. We wouldn't be talking about this.
I have a question. What was she in court for?
She owed a debt, some kind of debt. I don't know if it was like credit card or something. Somebody was suing her over a debt.
But pretty innocuous. Like it wasn't
like $2,000.
Right. She wasn't like, she didn't hit up a convenience store.
Well, so it was unlike that other video that was local where the guy was on a suspended license and he was driving.
That's right. The one in Washtenaw County. No,
Right.
no, it was not like that.
Which is much crazier.
Which is really, yeah.
You're driving in a hearing
with a
about
suspended license.
A suspended license.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
I think
ideal
she's
either.
probably just more upset, not about getting caught, but more now everywhere she goes, somebody's going, hey, you're that dummy that was driving in court.
Okay,
You know,
I can tell you that if I watch the video in my car and then I walk into Target and then I run across it, I'm not going to even notice it's her.
Yeah.
No, but a lot of people would. And I think that's worse than anything that
And maybe
Judge is
they
going to do
have.
to her is everywhere she goes, hey, aren't you that lady?
And
like,
maybe they have
"Oh."
already. And that's why she said that. You know.
Yeah. Tigers go tonight again. They got game 2 against the Padres, 9:40 first pitch. That goes in direct contrast with what we're going to watch. And here on WJR, Michigan State and UConn going at it, 9:45 tip. And you'll hear our pregame coverage right here on WJR at 8:45. Michigan goes earlier. They're the game before that.
Yep.
So it's going to be a heck of a sports night, too.
Just listen here on JR, and then you can watch the Tigers, and you're all good.
You'll be ready to roll.
You're fine.
Ready to roll. How do we get your house ready for the spring storm season? That's coming up next on JR Morning.
Better Life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
It's hard to believe that measles has made such a resurgence a quarter century after the disease was eliminated here in the United States. But here we are. First thing I would say is if you're not vaccinated, what are you waiting for? 2 doses of the MMR vaccine will give you 97% protection against measles. It's the most contagious virus on the planet. If you're not vaccinated and you think you've been exposed, it's still not too late to get a vaccine. An MMR vaccine given within 72 hours could offer you some protection and could lead to milder illness. Early symptoms. They might look like a respiratory virus, might look like fever, cough, runny nose, but one major thing that's different with measles, conjunctivitis, pink eye, and of course that hallmark rash that usually shows up a few days later. While you wait to see if you're infected, you should stay home to prevent spreading the disease to others. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Here's the tale of Tina, searching up and down for decent GLP-1s, but got spun around.
Feel good already
next road in. Hey, we got something new. GLP-1 prescriptions, all FDA approved.
Brand name meds, no flags that are red.
Clear pricing from the start. None of those hidden fees in your cart.
Delivered to your door or pick up same day. Darn tootin'.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
I put it to goodrx.com/weight loss. GoodRx.
When it comes to your financial future, trust and confidence matter. Secure Financial Group in Troy can help you plan, protect, and prosper. With a commitment to your goals in mind, they personalize strategies that fit your life. Whether you're saving for retirement, growing your wealth, or securing your legacy, their expert advisors are here to help you every step of the way. Visit securefg.com. That's securefg.com. Take the first step toward making your financial future secure. Secure Financial Group.
A Social Security update. 70 million Americans collect Social Security benefits today, and millions more will join soon. Now, a new study finds 70% of Americans don't get the full benefits they deserve. But recipients can use simple strategies to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen says it's true and reveals 5 key strategies to increase your benefits. It's all in his free special report from Newsmax. Newsmax calls the report your best guide for bigger Social Security benefits. Whether you're getting benefits or soon will, you need this Social Security report from Newsmax. Get it free. Call 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. We'll text it to you right away, along with President Trump's act cutting your Social Security taxes. Call now, 800-999-9690. 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
It's Ryan Armani. Everything costs more right now. Your roof doesn't have to wait. I'm here with Eric from Paramount Roofing, and they are offering a great way to save.
That's right, Ryan. Paramount Roofing is offering 5 years, 0% interest financing for people who need real solutions for their roofing project this year. That means premium materials, top-rated service, and a payment plan built for real-world budgets.
Call before March 31st to lock in this great offer. Visit weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com.
Here with J&E Installations, Jeff Esker. If someone is shopping for new windows and doors this season, they're going to find what they need at J&E, right?
Yeah, we're a certified pellet contractor. We also carry Marvin windows. We also are a certified Thermo 2 door dealer. At J&E Installation, you'll have peace of mind because we guarantee all our workmanship.
Because it's a big purchase.
We understand purchasing new windows and doors is a huge investment, and we take that very seriously at J&E Installation.
Call 248-473-6999 or visit jneinstallation.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by MapQuest.
Before smartphones, there was MapQuest. Before GPS, there was MapQuest. Before Google Maps, there was MapQuest. And guess what? MapQuest is back. Now on your phone. No printer required. Download the MapQuest app on the App Store or visit mapquest.com.
US 23 southbound between M36 and 8 Mile Road. That remains closed due to an accident. Traffic is stop and go in that area from Silver Lake Road. You'll find stop and go traffic. I-94 eastbound between I-96 and I-75. Construction has your left lane closed. On the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street and 14 Mile Road. That remains closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road. That's due to a broken water main. Please avoid that area until further notice. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
Looking pretty good now with the cold front through and the wet weather threat now over with. Clearing sky this morning, a little breezy as we go through the day and chilly. 40. Tonight, some clouds, 23. Suburbs colder. Tomorrow, sunshine, a light breeze. It's still on the chilly side, 45. And wrapping up the weekend on Sunday with sunshine and 55 degrees. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
The Spartans are Sweet 16 bound. Tonight, MSU takes on UConn. Catch all the action starting at 8:30 on 760 WJR, where MSU comes to play.
So we get into this time of year and we get weather.
Yeah.
Weather. towards the southern end of the state yesterday. There was hail reported, thunderstorms down in Lenawee County, things
Man, I
like
didn't
that.
get anything where I was.
No, I didn't.
mean, I got rain.
Rain,
Yeah.
yes, but nothing severe.
No severe.
No, but there are some things that you can do to make sure that you are all prepared for the spring storm season. Jason Allen's the director of claims for the AAA Auto Group and joins us this morning. Jason, good morning. It's good to have you.
Hey, good morning.
So what are some
How
of
you
the,
guys doing?
We're well. We're well. What are some of the things that we need to keep in mind around this time of year?
Good. I would say the first thing to do is start with the basics. Make sure that you review your insurance coverage, inspect your roof, secure outdoor items, clean your gutters, trim your trees, and also assemble like an emergency kit for essentials and also important documents. As well, I think that when storms are on the way, thinking about where to put your car in a carport or garage. But I think the main thing is to make sure that you keep it away from trees, right?
And you suggest also building an emergency kit with food, water, and flashlights, other essentials. If someone only has time to do a few things, what's absolutely critical to include?
To me, I would say make sure you bring your cell phone and also a radio so that you can understand what is going on in that situation. As well, if it is something that is an extreme emergency where you need to go to a safe location, definitely go as low as possible. Attempt to go to a basement. If you do not have a basement, make sure you move to a location to the interior of the house where you don't have any windows. And also make sure you close our doors because things begin to open up as we encounter these situations in these very severe storm situations.
Jason Allen, we appreciate the insight. It's a good reminder for people as we get to this time of year, certainly. So thanks for a couple of minutes.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, you got it. But again, I think the important part is making sure that your home, your auto, all your coverage on your insurance is where you need it to be.
And you gotta, make sure you secure those important documents because, in the middle of a storm, it's easy to forget.
Mhm.
You need those documents. You may need them for something later on, so you need to be able to know how to get to them and get to them. Make sure they're safe anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly. Meanwhile, on the Iran front, Donald Trump has extended these strikes on energy facilities across Iran for 10 days. It does show that there does seem to be some negotiations going on, right? You're extending that delay of those strikes.
Yeah.
Right. So you're extending that, which I don't know how else to read that. And then, Donald Trump said, well, the gift that Iran gave us was, these ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz to show that they're serious about it. Okay, well, that's great. Those are all positive things. Now, much of the military offensive hasn't stopped. CENTCOM says that the United States has hit 10,000 different military installations in Iran. So they have certainly taken a big chunk out of their military capabilities. But I don't know how else to read it, Jamie. For me, it does really seem like these negotiations are at least moving forward. We don't know how quickly or how fast or the severity of these conversations, but they do seem to be moving forward.
Well, they at least seem to be talking if they allowed some ships to move through. And, the president's still weighing all options because there's reporting from the Wall Street Journal that the Pentagon is weighing sending 10,000 more troops to the region. So that's still on the table.
Well, we know, at first, nobody saying, we were saying when we were talking to them, Iran was like, no, you're not talking to us. Somebody's talking because if these ships get through, that they let come through, somebody's talking and the right people are listening.
Yeah, certainly. Remember the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore? It was hit by that ship and collapsed.
Yes.
Well, there was an update on that. I was watching CBS News last night, and they were talking about it. When you're dealing with these types of projects, especially with how quickly they take shape, right? Because it's not like you were planning on rebuilding this really important crossing,
right?
They are at the 70% completion mark, which is pretty good. They are behind schedule.
Okay.
So they did expect to be a little further along than they are now. They're also over budget.
Yeah, it's going to cost a little more now.
It's going to cost a little more. They say now the projected costs stand between $4.3 and $5.2 billion, and they expect this to be done, hopefully this year. but this was a major redevelopment project that they had to do. Basically, they rebuilt the whole bridge essentially. But it was interesting because you kind of forget about stuff like this, right? It's not in our area, so we're not traveling across the Key Bridge,
right?
But it was super crazy when it happened, and now they say that they're at least making progress, but they're a little bit behind.
Well, yeah, and these increases, of the funding. I mean, the increases. You got rising material cost, of course. Safety requirements, construction complexities. A lot of that plays into that, and what I see here, they say it won't open until late 2030.
Right.
Well, the demolition of the whole bridge was completed, and now they're in the design process still. They say they're only about 70% there on the design process, but that kind of is a milestone because they say this is 2 miles long, it's cable stayed, and for them to design it in only 14 months is kind of fast because they say that could happen in 5 to 7 years on average.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the part where they want to be done this year.
Exactly.
Is the design process. They're not going to finish the bridge this year. But I don't know. It's interesting because that's a major crossing point over in the Baltimore area. Also, this new the Olympic Committee's decision on trans athletes. The International Olympic Committee announced that trans women athletes will not be able to participate in women's sports. And that was something that came out yesterday. And they're going to put athletes through a genetic test. That's how they're going to determine your gender and where you'll be able to compete and if you'll be able to compete in particular sports at the Olympic level.
I mean, they're trying to make the Olympic Games as fair as possible. And I get the point here, obviously. And so they have to figure out a way to do this. And they say that no transgender athletes or no athletes with like sort of different chromosomes will be permitted to compete.
Yeah, certainly. And this is something obviously that's been talked about a lot here. This is something that is part of the Save America Act, as a matter of fact. Here in the United States. And to your point earlier, Lloyd, you said, well, there are a number of different bodies across sports at every level that are looking at what the Olympic Committee is doing, and they make those decisions based on what they're recommending. So that was big news yesterday as well. More coming up next on JR Morning.
Get answers to your retirement planning questions by joining the president of the Brzezinski Group, Brett Brzezinski, for Inside Retirement, Sunday at 12 p.m. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisor services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Celebrate Easter at Mario's Detroit, where family means everything. Enjoy prime rib, peel and eat shrimp, omelet stations, assorted salads, desserts, and more. $45 for adults, $18 for kids, and under 4 eat free. Mario's, your premier destination for Italian food in Detroit since 1948. Call Mario's for reservations. 313-832-1616. That's 313-832-1616. Visit mariosdetroit.com for all the details.
Join Jack Rizzula every Saturday night at 10 p.m. for Anything is Possible. Hear Jack present uplifting stories of some of the world's most remarkable people and their extraordinary life journeys. Anything is Possible. Sponsored in part by Ideal Group. We are Ideal.
Fox News, I'm Gianna Gelosi. The Senate passing a bill overnight to fund TSA and most of the Department of Homeland Security.
Republicans agreed to fund all of the Department of Homeland Security except for essentially immigration enforcement. Democrats called that a win. But Democrats did not get what they really wanted here, these major reforms in the way that ICE operates.
As Fox's Douglas Zader, the bill now heads to the House. The deadline now April 6th for Iran to allow traffic through the Strait of Hormuz or face U.S. attacks on infrastructure.
The president told the hosts of The Five Iran allowed 10 ships through the strait as a gift.
And so I gave them a 10-day period. They asked for 7. You're going to say, oh, Trump's a terrible negotiator. They asked for 7, and I said, I'm going to give you 10.
That's Fox's Mike Tobin. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
WJR Traffic First is also sponsored by Weather Seal Home Improvements. Is your roof showing its age? Now's the perfect time to replace it with Weather Seal Home Improvements. For a limited time, when you choose Weather Seal for your roof project, you'll receive a $500 gas card. Now, it's a brand new roof and money for the pump. Now, that's a good deal. Scheduled today at WeatherSealHomeImprovements.net. US 23 southbound between M36 and 8 Mile Road. That remains closed due to the accident. You'll find traffic is backed up to Silver Lake Road in that area. I-275 southbound, that off-ramp to westbound M14, that remains closed due to repairs through early November. 14 Mile Road is closed in both directions between Drake Road and Farmington Road. That's due to a broken water main. Avoid that area until further notice. And Hines Drive, that is closed in both directions between West Outer Drive and Ann Arbor Trail. That's due to flooding. Avoid that area as well. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Partly cloudy, much colder today with a high of 40 degrees. Overcast overnight with a low of 26, and partly cloudy again for the day on Saturday with a high of 44. I'm Jason Fissler for WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Food, gas, energy, no matter where you look, rising costs are hitting Michiganders hard. And when you're forced to make tough choices, like keeping the lights and the heat on, that shouldn't be one of them. Consumers Energy is stepping up, giving back $5 million to assistance agencies and supporting efforts to increase energy assistance dollars for families in need by 50%. And with personalized energy savings programs, you can take steps to start reducing your energy bills today. Count on Consumers Energy for support. Learn more at consumersenergy.com/help.
Michigan Slip and Fall Lawyers protects people hurt in slip and fall accidents. That's all we do. We've recovered.
All right, good. Okay. You know, if I were the Tigers manager,
But you're not.
yeah, but if I were,
Chris, you should just save this. Monday at 7:49, JR Morning has a new segment. You can be the coach. You should call in then and tell me.
yeah, but Lloyd, if I were the manager,
Chris, Monday, 7:49 on WJR, WJR.com, and the WJR app. You be the coach. Then.
fine, but I do have good ideas.
Find a full list of International Women's Month events at visitdetroit.com. Let's move Detroit forward together.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-714-9090. That's 800-714-9090.
Is your home feeling too cold in the winter or too hot in the summer? Crystal here from Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical to let you know that our technicians are here to make sure your home keeps you comfortable all year long. From installations to repairs, our trusted technicians have you covered and will never sell you anything you don't need. With locations in Garden City, Madison Heights, and White Lake, we've been serving Southeast Michigan for over 55 years. Visit familyheating.com to find the location near you and call to schedule your free no-pressure estimate today.
I'm Adam Devine, Chief Fundraiser for Children's Miracle Network. We'll fun it up. It better be fun. Have you ever wondered how our network actually works? Oh, wonder no more. With the support of partnering businesses and individual donors, we help raise crucial funds for 170 children's hospitals across the United States and Canada. Hospitals that provide life-changing care for all kids. Visit us online at cmn.org.
When every square foot counts, your storage should make the most of it. Shop durable solutions that maximize space and improve efficiency, from Unirack pallet racking to prefabricated industrial offices that create flexible rooms where you need them most. Or opt for modular mezzanines and double your floor space without expensive renovations.
Shelving.com, shelving.com. We rack your world.
Stay here for All Talk with Kevin Dietz at 9. Now back to JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
All right, Michigan State got a date tonight with UConn. 9:45 tip in the Sweet 16. You'll hear our pregame coverage right here on WJR at 8:30. And boy, it's going to be such a fun night of baseball, of basketball, and I just can't wait for it all. We're joined by the good coach himself, Coach Tom Izzo, and our one and only Steve Courtney. Good morning, fellas.
Hey, good morning, Chris. Hello again, everyone. Happy Friday. Now, as we prepare to discuss this Sweet 16 battle with Magnum TI, with number 3 seeded Michigan State, number 2 UConn, show of hands here. How many of you believe in omens? My hand is up because I do. Did you notice what happened yesterday? Number 3 seeded MSU, under the watchful eye of Adam Nightingale, they knocked off UConn 2-1 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Netminder Trey Augustine coming up huge with 41 saves. But I digress. There you have it. Let's talk about what's going on tonight. A mere 13 hours or so from now. Coach, how are you this morning?
There's no chance you have of staying up, Steve. So I don't know what you're going to do, but yeah, I was really proud of Adam. We got a chance to watch it in our film room the last period, and exciting win, and good for him. And I hope it is a good omen. I'm not sure I believe in superstitions or omens or wearing the same socks, but if it works in our advantage, I'll try it.
Well, one thing is for sure, as we have built up to this Sweet 16 tilt, Coach, you and Dan Hurley are certainly on the same page, and it goes beyond what we're going to witness tonight. A lot of it, and this is where I get the feel goods. You two are basically cut out of the same cloth and agree on so much as to exactly what's going on in college basketball today. That being said, his UConn team quite formidable, but I think when you take a look at the matchups leading up to the tilt tonight, a lot of the positives come from the categories that are in the Spartan wheelhouse, as far as rebounding and things of that nature.
Well, I hope so. I think the one thing they do that's as good as anybody in the country is they're the most physical team we'll play. They come at you in every way, shape, or form, and turnovers has been one of the issues we've had. And if we turn it over tonight, we'll be going home tomorrow. That is a definite. But I think we improved it a lot at the end of the year, and then it reared its ugly head in the first round a little bit, and they were casual turnovers. So hopefully we clean that up this week of practice. And yeah, they're really good. They're picked 4th in the country at the beginning of the year, had a few injuries early, and they fought back. And they're a really good team who hasn't shot it quite as well lately, but are capable of really shooting the lights out.
Well, you mentioned turnovers. I think this is interesting to point out here. Against UCLA, the Huskies, they're going to throw up a 3 or 2. They hit 8, as a matter of fact. And they out-rebounded the Bruins 36-24. That being said, they turned it over 16 times. So I'm sure that Dan Hurley is telling his group, I don't think we've come across a team that plays defense as good as Michigan State. So there's opportunity there as well.
Well, there is. And if we get turnovers, we get our running game going. And I'm sure that's one of his things. But out-rebounding a team and like they did, and to be honest with you, they got a kid, Reed, who had 31 points, 27 rebounds, I think, in their first game. 27 rebounds is almost, that was more than the team they played. So he's 6'11", 270 with a 7'4" wingspan. So we're going to need, refereeing will be a big part of the game. I don't mean that negatively or positively, but I think it'll be a physical game. And if it's called that way, there'll be a lot of players out of the game. So I'm hoping it's called, they let them play, and we'll see what happens.
You mentioned Terrace Reed. I think it's interesting quickly here, Coach. He played at that school down the road for a little bit. As a matter of fact, you saw him 4 times against the Spartans. He combined for 20 points and 20 rebounds in a pair of losses back in 2023-24. So you know a little bit about this guy.
Oh, we did. I recruited him out of high school too. So, I know Terrace and know his whole family, but he's really improved, and I think he's really, really improved these last 2 months, playing his best basketball, which is what should happen. He's a senior, and that's kind of the way it works. But they've got other players behind him. I mean, Caravan is their best player, and stopping him is a treat. Carson Cooper is going to start on him, and he's 6'8" and can score it in 3 ways: mid-range, deep threes, and in the basket. So, we know we got our work cut out. That's what's supposed to happen when you're in the Sweet 16. But I feel good about our preparation. We'll see how we play.
Coach, a lot of talk about your culture this week. Charles Barkley getting in on the fray, and you were asked about it again in a press conference. People are interested in how things are done at Michigan State.
Well, I hope that's a privilege. I hope that's a compliment. I mean, it's, I think all the coaches, when I look at the number of coaches left in this thing, everybody does it a little different way, but I think discipline and accountability are still big parts of everything. I don't know why people make a big deal about that. It's no different than anything else in life. The accountable people are the successful people. I pick a lot of sports. I watch a lot of football, and I look at what they've done, and the guys that are the most successful are the most. We just won a national championship in our league in Indiana, and you listen to him talk, and I'm afraid to even go into Indiana. It's really, it really hasn't changed as much as everybody thinks. It just gets made a bigger deal about because there's more TV, there's more talk shows, there's more people. There's 27 cameras on every game. So, those kind of things bring light to things that really are immaterial if you look at it in the big picture.
Well, we can't wait. Tip off tonight, 9:45 against number 2 UConn.
Here we go.
It's going to be such a fun game. Coach, we always appreciate you taking a couple of minutes with us. Best of luck tonight, and can't wait.
Go green, baby.
I want to know who's going to stay up the latest.
Listen, I got to tell you this right now. I am very excited because I have been dying to try this new cinnamon tea I've heard all about. So I'm going to be sipping on that during the.
Please, and also some other beverages.
Right, exactly. Coach, thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good time.
Yeah, thanks, Coach. You too.
Go green.
Our pregame starts at 8:30 right here on WJR. Stevie, enjoy yourself tonight.
All right, you as well, and have a wonderful weekend, everybody.
The Rapids are coming back. We'll tell you about it next on JR Morning.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
I'm here with Greg Ayler, host of Expedition Retirement. Greg, you say the advisor that got you to retirement may not be the person to get you through retirement. Why?
The financial advisors, they're the ones that focus on grow, and investment selection. When they get to the top, there's a whole plethora of new issues that they have to attack that financial advisor usually isn't equipped to tackle.
Expedition Retirement, Sundays at 5 on News Talk 760 WJR.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
You could file your taxes on a basic free service, which is fine. But are you okay with fine? Because when it's your money on the line, do you really want to guess if you missed a credit or hope the math is right? Get the confidence of TurboTax for free right on the Intuit Credit Karma app. Free Fed and free state for simple 1040s only. Around 37% of filers qualify. See details at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for EITC, CTC, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
It's time for a March Madness schedule update. Half of the NCAA Men's Elite Eight is set, and tonight decides the rest. Up first from the East in D.C., the 1-seed Duke and 5th-seeded St. John's, along with the 2nd-seeded UConn Huskies and number 3 Michigan State Spartans. In Chicago, the Midwest features the 1-seed Michigan and 4th-seeded Alabama, and the 2-seed Iowa State against number 6 Tennessee. Stay tuned for Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NCAA tournament right here.
O'Reilly. Need new wiper blades but not sure which ones are right for you? The professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts can help. We'll show you options for your vehicle and even install your new wiper blades for free. Right now, save $10 per pair on Bosch Focus wiper blades so you can see better in any weather. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Every day, unsung heroes are transforming our neighborhoods. And 760 WJR's Michigan Voices with me, Marie Osborne, is here to tell their stories. But we need your help to find them. Do you know a local nonprofit or other community organization making an impact? Help us shine a spotlight on their work. Email the details to michiganvoices@wjr.com. Let's join forces to amplify the people building a better Michigan. Michigan Voices, Sunday mornings at 5:30, only on 760 WJR.
WJR Traffic and Weather First. This report is sponsored by Guardian Alarm. Metro Detroit business owners, take your security system to the next level with Guardian Alarm. From video surveillance to fire protection and more, Guardian Alarm will install the ideal security system for your business and budget. Call 1-800-STAY-OUT for your free security consultation.
We have a piece of good news as we continue along on your Friday morning commute. US 23 southbound between M36 and 8 Mile Road. That accident has cleared. However, it is still stop and go from Silver Lake Road. 275 southbound, the off-ramp to M14. That remains closed until November due to repairs. Construction has your left lane closed on the Lodge southbound between Glendale Street and Webb Street and Hines Drive. That is closed in both directions between West Outer Drive and Ann Arbor Trail, and that's due to flooding. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Here's your forecast.
The colder air continues to push in now behind the front north breeze and a chilly start to our day. Sunshine developing 40 later. That's cold for this time of year. Low 20s tonight, so Saturday morning even colder. Might see some spots outside of town in the teens. A sunny Saturday, 45. Much better by Sunday, sunshine, 55. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on 760 WJR, where Michigan comes to talk.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
Hey, by the way, don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show this Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering every stage of the home journey, from real estate to remodeling. And you can bring the whole family. There's interactive exhibits, and you can win up to even $25,000 in home improvements. WJR's Inside Outside guys will be there live Saturday and Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m. to noon. And there are tickets still available. All you got to do is go to largestrealestateshow.com. That's largestrealestateshow.com. Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, you go back to the mid 1800s, 1849.
Yeah, I was around that time.
You were?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, that was my time of the year.
It was good time?
Good times back
Yeah,
then.
good time back
yeah,
then.
gas was really cheap.
Yeah, well, one of the things that they were doing
Horsepower.
exactly.
Right.
One of the things that they were using to help power particularly factories, sawmills, industrial infrastructure in places like Grand Rapids were these dams that they built along the riverfront there. And between 1849 and 1926, these dams provided that power. But for almost 2 decades, there has been a real effort to bring the rapids back to Grand Rapids, and they are, in fact, coming back. Let's talk to the Grand Rapids Mayor, David LeGrand, about this. Mayor, it's good to have you.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this. This has got to be very exciting for you in the city.
It is. And, you know, if you want to be geeky, I will tell you, since you were joking about the 1800s, one of the rivers are tough. So one of the reasons that Chicago kind of eclipsed St. Louis is because St. Louis did a lot of its commerce off of rivers, and rivers go up and down a lot. So, you know, Lake Michigan isn't plus or minus 25 feet over the course of a year. Neither is, you know, Lake St. Clair, neither is the Atlantic Ocean, but rivers go up and down. And so managing to make them accessible is not all that easy. And managing to make them a sort of a natural asset is tricky. And so this is there's sort of a 3-step project going on in Grand Rapids. One is getting the rapids back in, which is what the exciting news we've got now. The other is getting the river front itself, not to be sort of a wall that you hide behind and you're scared of the river. And the third is to get natural greenway along that and connect it to trails. And all 3 of those things are going on at the same time in Grand Rapids, which is really exciting. Our big break this week, which is why you called, is we finally got federal approval to really start rocking and rolling on taking out dams in the river and putting rapids back in.
And Mr. Mayor, I mean, I believe this restoration could become a model for other cities looking to balance urban development with environmental and kind of, the recreational priorities as well.
Well, I hope so. I mean, we're at a point now where if we want to have more density in cities, we also want people to be able to, see green things and be out in green spaces and build community together with some kind of a natural asset. And, Detroit's got a lot of waterfront. We've got a river. So you work with the assets you have, right? If I could trade you and have a Great Lake, I probably would.
Why was it important for the rapids part of this project to you guys? I mean, I know it's in the name, but does that add an element to it when it comes to people wanting to live and play in your city?
Oh, absolutely. So, in my what I've been saying to people is right now, if you go to the Charles River in Boston, there are 200 people on that river right now making me wish I knew how to scull. There are all kinds of people activating that river. And so you can't do that if your river has a bunch of hard stops in it, right? I mean, a dam is sort of like a cliff. You can't kayak over it. I own about a short dozen kayaks myself, and I'm really excited about the idea of being able to get my kayak into the river and start having fun. But you can't do that if there's a barrier like a dam in your way.
Yeah.
Well, keep us up to date on this. We'd love to hear how things are going and talk about this because this is very exciting. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. We appreciate your time.
No problem. Take it easy.
You got it. That's Grand Rapids Mayor David LeGrand. Very cool.
Just not Grand. It's going to be Grand Rapids again. We'll have those rapids back.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. Meanwhile, we try to do good news on a Friday.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like all sports focused on good news.
It is good news.
I mean, Tigers are back. We're undefeated.
Undefeated, baby.
We are on the way to not losing a game all year. It's unbelievable. Kevin McGonigal is going to be the player of the year. Everything is coming up sports for us. And then yesterday, I love hockey, and I was dialed into the Michigan State UConn game in the hockey tournament. An unbelievable game, a couple of unbelievable goals by Michigan State, but they are now 1 win away from the Frozen Four as well. And Adam Nightingale has done such a fantastic job reinvigorating that program. So those were some of the things that I absolutely love.
Well, the Pistons, too. I mean, they beat up on the Pelicans last night, 129-108. So they're still rocking and rolling without Cade. They're still doing a great job. They're 53-20. and they are 4.5 games in front of the Celtics. First place.
And back to the hockey thing, like that Michigan State would play UConn in a different sport, like the day before a big Sweet 16 game on the hardwood is interesting.
It was funny because I actually hadn't even connected those dots, and then I turned the game on. I'm like, UConn,
yeah,
UConn. I was like, oh, I couldn't even believe it never dawned on me. But it was really cool for Michigan State. And look, let's just go 2-0 against UConn.
Let's do it.
It's very simple.
Keep the good news going on a Friday.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us today. Have yourself a wonderful weekend. Remember, Michigan State here tonight on WJR. Pregame at 8:30. They tip at 9:45. Michigan plays before that. And
the Tigers.
Tigers play at 9:40. Just
sit back
pop
in.
some popcorn.
There you go. Have a good
crack
time.
a cold one. Pour a nice glass of red. And get into it. We will see you Monday. Kevin Dietz and All Talk coming your way next here on WJR. Have a good weekend.
Ready to buy, sell, renovate, or reimagine your home? Don't miss Michigan's largest real estate and home improvement show, Saturday and Sunday at the Oakland Expo Center in Waterford. Explore exhibitors covering